Hello, YouTube friends. We're going to get started on TikTok shortly, but we are not up yet. Give us just a moment. All right. Hello, YouTube friends. Hello. We're just getting up on TikTok. One moment. Oh, no, I don't want that. There we go. I want that. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, shut the fuck up, everybody. Show's on. What are we going to do today? Let's see. I want to pick. This. Welcome in, guys. Tap the screen. I was going to say help out with live goal, but you guys have already hit it. We're going to do a new one. We got a special guest tonight. Thank you guys for that live goal. Appreciate you. Gavin is not the special guest, no. Sorry to disappoint you guys. There we go. It is not hoodlum. No. All right, once again, guys, keep tapping that screen. How about with the live goal? Or we're going to get started here. If you are a Trump supporter, you can hop in the box. We're going to open up the phone lines here momentarily, and we're going to check and see if we've got some Trump supporters. All right, phone line is working. All right, let's see what we got here. Conservative Demon, you are not connecting. So, yeah, if you are a Trump supporter, you're welcome to re-request, but you're not connecting. Let's see here. Well, look who it is. It's Bill. Now, I want to tell you guys, Nemo is still going to be here tonight for a little bit, but he can't be here for too long. Can't be here for too long. And I had already asked Bill to co-host, so this is actually going to work out pretty well. This is going to work out pretty well, but we're super excited for Bill to be here. So welcome, Bill, everybody. We need to treat our guest very well. So please take care of Bill.
Thank you for having me, Matt.
It's my pleasure. Long overdue. All right. Let's see. I'm sure Nemo's going to be here soon. Nemo doesn't have very long tonight. So before we get started with any ops, I want to tell you guys that last night we had told you guys that Nemo's surgery was postponed. Now it is not. Now it is not. So that's why Nemo is only going to be here for a short period of time this evening, and I would like to ask you guys to please be generous, offer all of the support that you can, because he's going to have to take some more time off like he did last time. So I'm going to ask you guys that while he is here, that you do all of the good things, like our friend Erika Shante says. Okay, you know where the pay links are for everybody. But especially for Nemo, we've got all of ours in our bios. All of his links are right there in his link tree. If you're over on YouTube, you can find them right down here in the description. You can find them right there. I will also for Bill, I will add them and I will get them over to our YouTube mods as well, so that they can promo them for him as well. So, but you guys know what's up. Now we know what's going on. So. Just so you guys know, I had originally thought that Nemo wasn't going to be able to be here tonight, and I had asked Bill to be here, and then Nemo was like, "No, I can be here tonight," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then Nemo was like, "No, wait, tomorrow." So it was that's all. So if you're confused, at all, that's why. It was because I was like, So there we go.
To people in the chat who are asking what surgery is, like they're worried. I mean, fair enough. It's oral surgery, so it's not anything life-threatening. So I had a bunch of extractions done like 3 months ago, back in May, and so step one is getting them out and then putting bone cement in there, bone grafts, and then letting that set. 3 months later, putting the posts in. So that's what's happening tomorrow. So yeah.
That's so much fun.
Oh yeah, I spared you the gory details.
I don't want we. Goddamn. Okay, so now that you know, give generously, friends. There you go. Like I said, do the same for our friend Bill, obviously, while he's here as a guest. But Nemo's only got a short period of time, so I appreciate you guys being generous with him. All right, let's get started here. Once again, if you guys want to request up if you're a Trump supporter, that's fine. You can also call in. Our number is open. And I was just about to talk to conservative demon there, and then he dropped. I don't understand. Oh, no, he's back. There. Okay, weird TikTok glitch there. Okay, conservative demon, hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, great. How old are you and what state are you in?
27. I'm in Oregon.
Okay, thank you. Why do you still support Donald Trump as of August 2026?
I support Trump as of the current date because he is closer to the racist position, which would be my position.
What position would that be?
The racist position?
I understand. What racist position would that be?
He sort of curries favor with online racists and is more amenable to the racist position than, say, like Kamala Harris or Biden or any Democrat for that matter.
Hey, Bill, glad you're here. This is the first one is it's like it's just for you. It was all I ordered this special for you.
I was just gonna say, fuck yeah, brother. Where's Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Conservative, did you expect to last this long, or did you expect to get dropped at this point? Because I've learned with experience, you pretty much don't have anything else after this. Am I correct?
Not at all. I can debate this all day if you'd like. I mean,
Oh,
racism is the morally and empirically correct position to hold.
okay. Well, your mom stinks.
So you don't have an argument. Okay, appreciate it. Good concession. It was an easy W, wasn't it? Who else wants to debate me on this?
Well, because actually, if I was in my own space, you would have got fucking dragged by now, and I would have
You
told
don't
you
want to
how
have a
much
real
of a,
discussion. You're
how much
scared.
of a disgrace that you are to your entire fucking race, and how you start every day by waking up a failure. And every day I know it's hard to walk in that frame. And so you look at people like me and people, other people of color, and you look at us as competition or whatever you the fuck you looking at. So yeah,
You're
I
just
don't
gonna
know,
ad bomb
but
me?
don't
Really?
don't you have a job? Do you have a job? Shouldn't you be at someone's job?
It's 8 o'clock at night. I'm not working at this hour.
Oh,
No. I guess you don't really care so much about your job. I mean, where's the dedication? Where's the passion? Why aren't you pulling yourself up by your bootstraps?
right. CEOs work all night.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, I
You
know.
guys really got me.
Take your work home with you. What are you doing? Like, you got some emails to answer? I mean, like, you must have something, right?
Maybe it's proselytizing racism so that other people don't get brutally killed like Cannon Hennett or Austin Metcalf or Irina Zarutska.
Oh, wow. Nice cherry picking. Do you want to talk about all the people that white people kill because they do so more?
Do you understand what per capita is, or is that just totally?
I sure do. Do you want to? Which table? Which FBI table are you going to pull out to us? Which one? Which one you want to?
FBI expanded homicide statistics 2024.
Really?
Where black people are 56% of the murderers that are known when the race of the perpetrator is known in the murder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that hey? Just real quick question on that table. Is that convictions?
You didn't hear what I said.
Is that I asked you a question? Is that convictions?
No, it's when the race.
Oh,
is
it's
known.
not. Oh, I'm sorry. So it's not actually convictions.
I'm not talking about.
Oh, okay, cool. So basically, what you just did was you just lied about that. So it's not actually convictions. Okay, cool. Thanks.
It's because we don't know the individual.
Because it's not convictions, is what you just cited. Because I literally just asked you which FBI table you were going to go off of, because I already know this argument, and I know the fact that what you're saying isn't convictions. I already know this argument. How is it amazing that I literally already knew your argument before you made it? God damn, dude, you suck at this.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
You're not even listening. I was listening to what you were saying, and I said your argument before you made it. God damn, you suck at this. Talk? What? Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I apologize. My hand slips when there's a racist on the panel who's fucking stupid. My bad.
You're
Bill.
just lying.
Oh, what?
Okay, you're lying. Right
no,
now.
I'm not. I asked you a simple question and you couldn't answer it.
You can't convict a race. We're talking about when the race of the perpetrator is known, okay, in the murder. We already know what race it is. We don't know what individual it is, okay? You understand that distinction? Apparently you don't.
So first of all, that's an idiotic broad statement, okay? If that's the case, then so are you saying that white people don't unalive people at all? It's always black people.
What are you talking about?
That's what you just said. You said anytime that somebody is unalive, we know who the perpetrator is. It's black.
That's not what I said. I said when we know there's a murder and we know the race of the murderer. Okay, we don't know the individual yet. Okay, 56% of those people are black, approximately.
No, you. Okay. Where are you getting that from? Show me.
FBI expanded homicide statistics 2024.
Okay, are you? And what about with white people? Why are you not? Why do you guys come up here and say this and not comparing it to any other race? Because I could swear when white people unalive someone, they're not driving to their local hood near them to go fucking unalive somebody. They're gonna do it somewhere in the proximity of that area. Because that's usually how crime works. Just like if you're gonna go rob a bank, you're not gonna go drive 40 fucking miles to go rob the, well, then again, somebody would, but most likely you won't. Okay, so I don't know where you're getting these numbers. Now, let's talk about your race. How many people have sexually assaulted children or anything like that, according to FBI statistics? Because I have those pulled up right here.
Go ahead, pull them up.
No,
Oh,
I asked you a question first, and then I'm going to get into that.
What about it? You want to talk about white crime, white violence?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? You guys are 13% of the population, and you're committing.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Got my hands up. Hey, Bill, I just wanted to let you know you have complete and total mod powers now. So if you want to test those out, you may have to drop and come back up in a moment, but that's fine. I just want to let you know you've got total mod powers, like drop at like the whole thing. So just as an FYI.
Yeah, run away.
Oh,
What?
thank you so much.
I'm
so
not running
happy that I
away.
have
I was
privilege
just
over
letting
that.
one of my co-hosts for the evening know he has mod powers. Calm down, dude. Don't crash out. Relax.
Nice.
Relax. Chief, calm down, bud. We're just having
You
a
know the funny thing is,
conversation.
Matt,
Hey, bud, calm down. We're just
Matt,
having a. Hey,
Matt.
bud. I'm sorry. I said calm the fuck down. Bill was talking to you. I just wanted to let him know a point of order. I didn't even talk to you. I didn't say anything to you. Calm the fuck down. All right. There you go. Good boy. Relax. Now, Bill, I apologize for interrupting you. You were saying something.
Oh no, I was just saying that I want him to pull up the statistics that he was pulling up, and then I'll pull mine up, and we could go fact for fact.
Absolutely.
That's fine. We can do that.
Man, that's a loud keyboard.
That's a cheap one, Matt.
It's a Razor Black Widow. It's the only thing I own with the name Black in it.
Guys, he wants us to know what kind of keyboard he owns. What a flex. What a flex. Whoa.
Maybe I'm not racist enough.
W is because he wants us to know what kind of keyboard he owns. Wow.
Okay, I pulled up the statistics. What do you want to quarrel with? What do you disagree with? Tell me. This guy's just going to run away? Is that it? Yeah.
I don't think he's running away. He's probably looking at something. Oh, Bill, do you know that you're muted, bud?
Oh, what happened, Matt? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, you were muted. He was asking you a question. He said he's ready to talk about this.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. What statistic do you have an issue with of the ones that I just provided you?
Yeah, you're saying that the perpetrator is black or whatever. Where is that information? You said something about 56%.
Yes.
Okay.
56.4% of when the race of the offender is known, but not the individual. Okay. We know the race of the offender, and that's it.
Okay.
56% of those people are black. And this is
Okay,
in
so are
reference
you
to
trying to
murder.
say black on black crime exists?
I'm not. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
so that's literally not what it's saying. So when you actually dig into these numbers, it's not going to give you a whole story of what every situation have been in. So that is not a clear observation of just because someone is black, they're going to unalive somebody else that's black. I've already made my argument about that. Again, if you're going to go commit a crime, you're not going to drive to the next neighborhood near you to go do it. Most likely, you're going to do it in the same place because of proximity. And that's where I stand with that. Now, when it comes to the FBI statistics, Federal Bureau of Investigation, when it comes to rape, 16,599 arrests. I would be accurate. It won't say convictions. And 11,588 were white. That is 69% of rape that is happening under white people. Why are you raping people?
So you're going to pivot to grape now? Can I say?
We're talking about crime.
I thought we were talking about violent crime.
Yeah, we're talking about crime. Thank you, Matt.
Why don't you want to talk about why don't you want to talk about violent crime?
Because he lost on the murder issue,
Why
so he's
don't-
clearly trying to pivot.
Wait a second. Is rape not a violent crime?
I'm talking about murder.
So you only care about murder. So you don't care about rapes. So you don't care
You know
about
what?
women. Oh, I thought you guys wanted to protect women. I'm so sorry. I thought you guys wanted to protect women. Are you guys not the party of protecting women?
That's right. Yeah, you got me.
No, I'm asking. Do you not? So you don't care about women getting raped? Just say that. Say you don't care about women getting raped. Say it.
I mean, you have a very expansive definition.
I'm so sorry. Say that you don't care about women getting raped, and we won't
What
talk
is
about
rape?
it. I want you to say it. Say, I
is
don't
rape?
care about women getting raped. Say it.
I don't know what rape is, so why don't you tell me what it is?
No, I want you to say it. If you don't know what it is, then you can't have a conversation about crime statistics there,
No,
bud.
because you're just equivocating on the term.
I'm so sorry. We can't have a conversation with somebody about crime statistics who doesn't know what the word rape means. So you clearly are uneducated in this subject. So unless you know what that word means, we're not going to have a conversation with you about it. So do you care about violent crime, yes or no?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Then you would care about rapes. So why don't you want to have a conversation about rapes? Is it because it doesn't fit your narrative?
I will have that conversation.
Cool. Then
actually.
we're talking about rapes now. So why won't you talk about rapes as it relates to white people?
I will, actually.
Awesome.
I
Okay,
appreciate
great.
the- I
Then that's what
appreciate
we're
the concession
talking.
on that
Awesome. Then
initiative.
that's what we're talking about now. So why don't you answer Bill's question,
Sure.
please?
Yeah, if you go, let's talk about non-Hispanic whites. Does it specify that in the statistics? Does the 69% include Hispanics or not?
I would have to double check. That is it includes non-Hispanic white.
So it's only non-Hispanic
It's-
whites that are included in this. Is that correct?
I mean, you looking at it. I mean, it's your claim.
Well,
Or
I'm not
you
looking at
talking-
the,
or
I'm
you
not
talking
looking
about
at
the
the
rape?
statistics.
Or
I
you?
was looking
Oh,
at the
okay.
FBI.
Well, here I will have to dig into that. Let me double check. And I was just doing some numbers here while you guys were talking too about basically the white on white crime, black on black crime. Why are you not telling people that 55% of violent incidents involve white offenders? 8.72 million out of 15.8 million.
That would be an underrepresentation according to our percentage of the population as whites. So basically, we're less violent per capita than other races.
Now it's a misrepresentation, but it's on a government-owned website. Okay.
It is.
All right.
And not to mention the outright racial libel and fraud that is documented to exist.
Oh, now
in
it's
regards
fraud, guys. Now,
Yes,
so now
yes.
that I actually looked
Amazing.
into his
I can make a
claim.
point about this.
See,
yeah.
man, I looked into his claim. I was like, let me
it's
look
not even
into this.
necessary to
Oh,
substantiate
boy.
And he's
my
not
point,
reading the
He-
entire page, Matt, because
he
it
really
goes
isn't.
into how white people is doing this too.
It absolutely is. And you know what's funny too, Bill, is that you can also find out about why these things happen. Like you were talking, like hypersegregation. You could talk about disparities in resources, like in social things. You can also find out about policing patterns, right? Because of course this guy isn't going to talk about policing patterns in minority neighborhoods and different things like that. And of course you would talk about
They're
social
underpoliced.
capital. I know, right? Social capital. So why don't we talk about any of those things? Oh, that's right. You just want to look at a simple number and you think number bad. Me good, number bad. I no look at nothing else. Me good, number bad. Because what you don't do is you wouldn't actually like want to learn anything. You just want to go, look at them. They black. They bad. That's what you do.
Matt, how poor.
Anyways, that's what you do. So
gonna
do you want to
respond to-
actually have a conversation about racial
I am.
disparity in America? Or did you want to just point at black people and go, they're bad because of a number?
How poor would you have to be?
I'm so
in
sorry.
order to
I
stab
asked you a
someone in the-
question. The question I asked you was, did you
Let me
want to
ask
have
you that.
I'm so sorry. I asked you a question. I said, did you want to have a conversation about racial disparity in America, or did you
Yeah.
want to look at a
do
number
that.
and go, number bad, so black people bad? And then, by the
I
way,
appreciate the
when Bill
concession.
pointed out to you that white people were committing a major crime worse than black people, you're like, no. Well, I don't want to talk about that. I don't even know what rape is. Why don't you tell me what rape is?
What do
It's
you mean
almost
worse
like
than
you
black
don't
people?
actually want to do that. So
I
are we
actually
going
will.
to have
I
a
know, because
genuine
libs have a very
conversation, or are you just going to
expansive
continue to
definition
be
of rape.
disingenuous with the way that you frame statistics?
I'm not being disingenuous. In fact, you guys just conceded on all the statistics stuff. That's why you're pivoting to
Dude.
justifications for the violence. Okay.
I just
saying
Okay.
it's
Okay, I'll
socioeconomic,
let you
so that
finish.
it's
So okay, wait.
over-policing or
So
whatever
you
the
concede.
fuck.
Okay, wait. So you concede that white people commit more rapes, and white people are also pedophiles more and commit more sexual assaults against minors, right?
By total number, yes.
No, per
because
capita,
of the
also
high
per capita. Per capita, for sure.
That
Like, this
hasn't
is
been
here.
substantiated.
Yes, it
That
actually
not
has.
been-
It's actually right here. It's 100% substantiated. So, are you
Show
going
me.
to admit that in
Show
the
me the
numbers? The
stats.
numbers are right there on the page that you're looking at.
I'll admit it if you can show me the stats.
They're right there on the
Okay.
same page that you're looking at.
Where?
You haven't shown us anything. We're looking at
What
the
do you
same
mean? I
page that
gave you
you
the-
are. They're on the same page that you're looking at. So are you
I'm
going to
on
admit?
I'm on FBI expanded homicide data. That has nothing to do with grapes.
Oh, well, then I guess you
No, I
should
don't know
maybe
what you're
look at,
talking
okay, then look at rapes. Because we pulled up the page that you looked us to ask you, so you can pull up the rapes page then, can't you?
All right, okay, fine. Fair enough. I do that. Let's see. It says that whites are 66.5% of the total number of arrests for rapes. Let's see. And so white people are like 60% of the population right now, ish. Well, that's non-Hispanic white. This is including Hispanic, presumably Hispanic whites, because there's no actual Hispanic racial category here. It doesn't delineate between
Look
the
at
two.
you trying to find something right there. Look at you should hear yourself right now.
Damn, bro. I don't know
So,
why if you're saying,
what
well,
are you
you
pointing
guys
out
could
here?
see to the numbers. I mean, the numbers are right there.
Right, and blacks again are heavily
Now,
disproportionately.
we're not going to say blacks. Well, you can say black people. You're not going to say blacks. So you can say
Okay,
black people.
Black people
There you
are
go.
disproportionately represented in rapes as well. Okay?
No, they're
In fact,
actually,
they
except
commit-
for the fact that they're actually not, because what you did was you just twisted the numbers because you're like, well, if we take out this group of people that I decided don't count as white people, then that works in my favor.
are brown people
Even
white?
though
No,
are they counted as white people? Yes or no?
they might be, yeah.
No, not they might
think
be.
they
They
are,
are. They are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Hey,
So that's
hey,
why-
here's a
yeah,
quick
why-
question.
yeah.
Here's a quick question for you. What's the flag over here? What's this flag?
I don't know what flag that is. I'm sorry.
God damn, you're stupid. Anyways, that's the Lebanese flag. I'm 100% Lebanese. Am I
Wow,
white? Am I
crazy.
white? Am I white?
Irrelevant country.
Oh, yeah. Sure, irrelevant country, especially right now. God damn, you're fucking stupid. Anyways, am I white?
Are you white?
Am I white?
Not really. No.
Really? Well, the U.S. government says that I am. So guess what? In all of these statistics, if I were to commit one of those crimes, I would be counted in one of those statistics. So whether
As white.
you like it or not, I'm white. I hate to break it to you, bud, but
You don't
your
identify as
numbers,
white, though.
are unfortunately going to have to stand because that's the way that the U.S. government counts those people. So either you're going to have to accept the fact that those numbers are counted that way, or you would concede the point.
I can actually accept that. I don't have an issue with that.
Okay, great. So you
My
accept that
question
white
here is,
people. So you
do
accept that
think
white
you're white?
people. So you accept that white people commit those crimes at a disproportionately higher level.
Slightly. If
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second. No. I didn't say.
say-
I'm so sorry. I didn't say slightly. They do. Just say yes or no. It's a yes or no question. Is it yes or no?
Do you understand nuance?
I'm so sorry. Oh, well, now we're going for nuance. Oh, no. I thought we were just talking about numbers. You want an answer
Yeah.
on numbers. It's a yes or no question, Bubba.
This is just very disingenuous.
Oh, and now it's
No.
disingenuous. Oh, now he doesn't
Yes,
like it.
I'll
Oh, it's
say
just
yes.
about numbers.
Man,
Oh.
we fucking cooked him.
God
You are
damn,
done.
dude.
not
You
at
fucking
all.
walked into that one. Jesus Christ, dude.
Not at all, actually. I mean, this is like, if
Okay.
anything, it's like we're perfectly represented in terms of our proportionality with rape. Yeah.
Yes, perfectly represented in rapes. Good job. Yeah, you really. Yeah, that's also a thing that I definitely wouldn't want to say. But okay,
Why?
whatever you say.
That means
You're
there's-
also 92%, 91 or 92%.
Do you understand anything?
I'm so sorry. I was talking. You're also either 91 or 92%. I'll have to double check the number of the group of people that commit sexual assault against children. White Christian men are 92% of that group. So
right,
is that
bring it up.
higher? Is that higher than the percentage
stat
of
is
white
that?
Christian men in the United States of America?
Pull up the stat. Pull up the stat.
I sure will. I'm asking you, is that higher than the percentage of white Christian men in America? Yes or no?
Yeah, it is. If
Okay,
it's true.
cool. So now we agree that white Christian men rape children at a higher percentage than anyone
No,
else,
we don't
too.
agree with that.
Oh, no, we
No,
do.
we don't agree
No,
with
we
that.
do.
No.
Yeah,
Because you haven't
sure.
substantiated that point. You actually have to go pull up the statistic like I did. Okay.
No, you haven't pulled up anything. We literally had to look it up for you. We haven't pulled up. You haven't pulled up shit. And by the way, you can't even. No, you haven't pulled up shit because you can't even turn your fucking camera on. We're doing the work for you. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it up and show it on the camera. What's that, Chief?
Why do you want my camera on? That's
because you can't show. You can't show anything.
Yeah,
you can't show any of your information. You also can't show your face. Sir, don't fucking interrupt me again.
Okay.
Stop fucking interrupting me.
You're muting me every time.
Stop fucking interrupting me. You're unmuting and you're interrupting me. That's why I'm muting you. Don't fucking interrupt me. Now, I would ask you to turn your camera on because of the allegations that you're making, number one, because you're a racist piece of shit. And then number two, I would ask you to turn your camera on to show the sources that you want. But what we did was we just pulled them up on our own because we kind of already knew where you were going with this. So that was fine because we kind of already knew. But going forward, you're not really giving us any source. You're just like, well, it's the FBI data. That's all you just said. You haven't shown anything. You haven't shown anything. But for you, I will pull it up and I'll show it because I'm better than you. So, no problem.
Can I speak now? I provided you with the exact source, and you didn't even dispute that. I said it was the expanded homicide.
No, actually, what happened was I told you what you were going to cite before you cited it.
No, because you were incorrect about what.
No, I actually told you. I said, which FBI table exactly are you going to cite? And you said this FBI table, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, that one. And I already had it pulled up on my screen. Isn't that wild?
You lied. And then you lied about what it was. It wasn't about arrest rates or conviction rates at all. It was about when we know the race of the offender but not the individual. Okay, that's how you get around the ambiguity of arrest rates and exoneration rates and all the rest of it. Okay?
Weird. And then you seem to have a problem with us pointing out the same thing about white people who commit rape. Why is that?
Not at all. I agree. It looks like they're. It looks like
no,
they're
you didn't agree. You actually tried. You actually tried to weasel your way out of it because you decided that white people who don't fit your definition of white people don't count.
Sir, Matt, are you white?
As far as the United States government says, absolutely.
Yeah, but what do you think you personally are? Do you identify as a white man?
Does not matter. I absolutely do because the United States government said that no, it's not a pivot. In terms of statistics as it relates to the United States government, I'm white. Period. The end. It doesn't matter what my opinion is, and it doesn't matter what your opinion is, because we're not talking about opinions. We're talking about data and statistics. I'm not a fucking snowflake who has feelings about these things. If you have feelings about it, go talk to your fucking therapist. We're talking about data and statistics. Stick to that, Chief.
That's right.
Good boy. I'm so glad that you could figure this out. Now that we've got that lined up, don't ask my opinion about how I feel or what I identify with. God damn, dude. What the fuck? You're a little snowflake.
Here's my issue. If people who are clearly not white are included in the white statistic, then that's actually just libel as far as I can tell. It's racial libel.
What?
Okay, so if you include obviously brown people, like Central American people or whatever in the rape statistic, and then you include them in the white category, that is libel of white people. Okay, because that's not actually a white person committing that rape. Okay.
You know they do that for every race, right? Like if a Haitian commits a crime, that they're going on the black statistic. You fucking dense. So
because Haitians are black.
It's not our fault that the system that your ratchet, deplorable, trifling ass grandparents came up with, that they came up with this whole race shit and that they want to define people that way. It's also not our fault that your degenerate ass people came over here. It was like, oh, well, we're just going to present as white. Took it to the Supreme Court and everything. So you need to go in other spaces and complain about that. So don't try to twist it up now because it's not in your narrative or whatever. You lost. You lost this debate. You might as well move on and talk about the prompt or something, or just drop in. Me and Matt and Nemo, we'll just sip champagne and accept the defeat.
Accept
the win. My apologies.
Are Haitians black?
No, Asian is actually a race here
I
in
said
America.
Haitian.
Are you really
I
this
said
stupid?
Haitian, as in from Haiti.
Oh, you said Haitian? Okay.
Yes.
What was your question again?
Are they black?
Yes.
Okay, then what's the issue? Why'd you bring up that then?
Is a person from Germany white?
Yes.
Okay. So
What-
what's the
what is
difference
your point
between
then?
Matt? What's the difference? Matt is telling you, according to the United States, when he comes over here, he is considered white. Do you know
Yeah,
that is actually a Supreme Court decision that somebody went to court about this?
Wow. Okay, tell me about this then. Tell me about
Okay, I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second.
I don't understand why you want people's feelings on this, though. It's really strange. Like, why are you asking feelings? It's
Well,
so
his
weird.
contention was that this is done with all the data, and then he said that, well, they say they consider Haitians to be black, and then it's like, wait a second, you just admitted that Haitians are black like 1 minute later. So what is the
What are
issue
you
then?
talking about? What?
There's just clearly
You act like
certain
I
things that are
disagree.
clear,
I
right?
don't disagree with that.
Right. Well, why did you bring it up as your main
you do
issue
realize
with
that
my
Haitian
statistics
isn't,
I just
but
gave you?
Haitian isn't a race, right? You know that, right?
They're part of the black race.
No, they're not. Not all
Okay.
Haitian people are black. Haitian is a nationality, you fucking moron.
Right.
Yeah, and it's 99.9%
Jesus Christ,
black,
dude, you
though,
really
okay?
suck at this. God, why are you so dumb?
Dude.
Dude, you
Are you
literally
really-
just
is
tried to
Haiti a
claim that a
white country?
nationality is fucking
Is
race.
Haiti a-
You just tried to claim that a nationality is a race.
That's not
What
what
the
I said.
fuck is wrong with you? You just, well,
not what I
99.9%
said.
of them are. 99.9% of them are they? Really? Where's your source
Yeah.
on that?
Where are the white people in
Where's
Haiti?
your source on that?
Are there any white people in
Are
Haiti?
there any Hispanic people in Haiti? I've been to Haiti. Have you?
Tell me about it. Tell me about how
Are
much of
there
a
any
shit bar it was.
Hispanic people in Haiti? Are there
I'm
any
sure
Hispanic people in Haiti?
I'm sure there's a smattering of them, yeah.
Hey, by the way, who colonized Haiti?
The French?
Oh, really? So there's only black people in Haiti, right? There definitely aren't any people of French descendancy, right?
They were exterminated. off the
They were
island.
they
Yeah.
were
You know what happened?
exterminated.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, there
cool.
was an
Then how is
uprising
it
and they were
that
killed off, yeah.
then how is it that I managed to eat at a French restaurant full of white people in Haiti?
Is this 1805, Matt? Like 200 years ago?
No, I'm talking about 2004.
2004. Well, this
Yeah.
extermination happened in like in the early 1800s. So
Yeah, so it's really strange how there were still white people there. So literally, the thing that you're
There's
trying
a
to
few of
claim.
them? Like, what are you-
Oh, there's a
like,
few of them.
what are
Okay,
you-
cool. So now we're just coping because the number that we gave. Okay, got it, bud. You're really
I'm-
You're really
I'm
cope
not
heavy.
coping.
Okay.
Wait,
Wait,
are
also,
white people
like,
Africans
sharing
if
a
they're in
land
Central
border.
African Republic?
Sharing a
If-
land border with the Dominican Republic
Yeah.
on an island. I mean, it kind of that you're going to guarantee Hispanic.
Yeah,
people.
I didn't dispute that, Nemo. So just to be clear, I said
So
that
you said it
they're
was
likely-
smattering, right? I mean, was that just you just kind of being sarcastic?
I don't even know what we're arguing at this point. It just sounds like you guys are pivoting to just semantic disagreements. I mean, like
you say it's a semantic disagreement.
sorry.
You're the one that said
Haiti is
that
obviously a black
nationality
country.
was a race.
Haiti is a black country. Okay, do you want to go back to the FBI statistics on
Oh
rape?
yeah,
Because we
you're
can
the
do
one
that.
who wants to advocate for racism. I mean, we're not the ones trying to advocate for racism. But all right, bud, whatever.
Because it's justified. It's rationally and empirically and morally justified. Okay. And if
So-
you want to say otherwise, then you're not being honest with yourself.
Okay, so should we get rid of all churches then?
Why?
Well, because the majority of child sexual abuse also happens under religious leadership. So should we get rid of all churches?
Where is the stat on that? Tell me.
Oh my
tell me.
God, dude, you didn't know that?
Oh
fine.
wow!
Yeah, just no. Seriously, bring it up. If
Take
you haven't
your
brought up
pick on
any
the
other stuff-
denomination. I mean, we
Which
can talk
one?
about
Which one do you
Mormons,
want?
We can talk about Catholics. We can talk about Southern Baptist.
Hold on, Matt. You said you were going to bring up the statistic on white Christian men being overrepresented in child rape.
I know, and then
okay?
you moved on,
Why
and then
don't
you
you
moved
bring
on
that
to,
up?
and then you moved on to something else. Here,
No, you
sorry,
can't.
I'm so sorry that you kept pivoting to other things. My bad.
Not at all, because this Bill guy made nonsensical arguments. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
I had
it
to
was.
overcome
Oh sure, it was Bill. Uh huh.
Yeah, it's unfair, Matt, that I was gonna say too. I'm sitting here trying to enjoy the show. And I would love if he would pull up anything, but he wouldn't. And I have to sit here, do all of this labor and pull up all of these cases to prove everything. And he has not proved not one thing. But the case that I was talking about, Matt, I don't know if you heard of it. But it was back in 1915, and I do have a correction. It was a Supreme Court decision. It actually was from an appeals court. The appeals court, and it was Dow versus the United States, and it was about immigrants, I believe from Syria, and they ruled in that favor that they could be classified as white. And again, that is Dow versus the United States, 1915.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any white Syrians, so.
Yeah, actually, you do, because they're literally all considered white, just like me, because I'm 100% Lebanese, and if they're Lebanese or they're Syrian, they're all white as considered by the U.S. government. Literally, that's how they classified. Yes, I am.
I don't care what the U.S. government considers.
Then if you don't care what the U.S. government considers, then why are you citing statistics from the U.S. government?
That's not a contradiction, even though
it literally is a fucking contradiction. If you don't like the way that the United States government classifies statistics, then maybe you shouldn't be citing statistics classified by the U.S. government. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Guys, the U.S. government can say statistics that I like and I will accept them, but when they say things that I don't like, I'm going to say that I don't accept those facts. Tell me how that makes sense, conservative.
Do you have an issue with the stats? Because, again, I've brought up the statistic.
No, what I have an issue is with your logical your logical consistency is wrong. So either you accept the fact that the U.S. government's classification of these things is how it is, and you need to accept it so that your argument has any sort of water to be held, or you would have to admit that you don't trust the U.S. government's classification, therefore their statistics are wrong. You can't have it both ways. Either you accept the way that they classify statistics, or you don't. Which the fuck is it?
The FBI data is correct, broadly speaking. Okay.
Oh, got it. Okay.
As to whether the Supreme Court decides which groups of whoever in the world is white or not.
It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court decided. It's how the United States, it's how the United States has collected data for the last 110 years. So either you say, okay, I accept the way that the United States has collected data for the last 110 years, or you don't. Which is it? I don't care if you agree with the Supreme Court or not. I don't give a fuck. It goes back to what I said earlier. I don't care if you're a fucking snowflake, and I don't care about your fucking feelings. That's how the numbers are run. So either you agree with the methodology that they use and the way that they go about this, or you don't. Which is it?
Do you agree?
I love the nervous laugh. It's no, I don't want a fucking analogy. It's a yes or a no. Either you agree with the way the U.S. government collects this fucking data, or you don't. Which is it?
Do you agree with everything in the Democratic Party?
Either you agree with the way... No, I don't agree with everything in the Democratic Party. That's why I'm not a Democrat, you fucking idiot. Now, either you agree with everything the way that the U.S. government collects this data as it relates to race and crime, or you disagree with it. Which is it?
I agree with the FBI data.
Okay, great. Then that means that you agree that Syrian people and Lebanese people are white, don't you?
Even if they are?
Then you agree that they are, right?
It's
a yes or a no question.
No, I don't agree.
Okay, then your entire argument is fucking bunk. Good job.
Not at all.
Yes, it is, because you've just said you literally just said that you No, sir, shut the fuck up. You literally have just admitted to every single person here that you don't agree with the FBI's methodology for collecting data.
I will grant you...
No, it's not that you'll grant me anything. Either you agree with the way they collect the data, or you don't. No, you can't fucking do fucking anything, you fucking piece of shit. You've been dancing around this fucking point the entire fucking time, and you won't give us a fucking straight answer. You
You're
disingenuous fuck. Yes, I'm muting you because you keep fucking interrupting me. Stay the fuck on mute like a good little fucking Nazi. Now then, as I was saying, you are disingenuous because you want your cake and you want to shove it in your fat fucking face too. So, if you disagree with the fact that those people are considered white, you can't trust the FBI's data. Because if you don't agree that those people are white, then what the FBI is doing is collecting bad data. That's how that would work. So either you have to agree with their data collection method and say, yes, I agree that for the last 110 years, those people are white, and therefore all of that data is counted, or you have to say, no, I don't agree with that data, and then you can't use the FBI's data. It's one or the other. This isn't fucking hard. It's simple, logical consistency, you fucking moron.
Okay, I'm going to respond. I hope you don't.
No, you're not. You're a racist piece of shit. And I'm tired of your logical inconsistencies.
That was awesome.
I'm sorry, that conversation was going fucking nowhere, guys. I apologize if I dropped him too early. I do.
No,
if you guys
I thought
wanted
that
to
was
say more to him, but fuck that.
No, that was great. That was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck that shit.
he was stuck, and it was going to be a circular thing.
Yeah. He would
I
never
mean,
admit it.
Like, trying to argue, I don't know, that Bashar al-Assad is not white. I don't know. That's like, have you seen a picture of Bashar al-Assad? I mean,
You're gonna argue that I'm not white in terms of like the United States government and like what I present as in the United States of America. Like, look, I get it. I get it in most of the countries in the rest of the world. I have a different classification. I understand that. I get it. But we're talking about the United States of America, and we're talking about crime statistics and the way that we classify data. If you can't accept the way that we classify data, then you can't use the data that you're trying to prove a point with. Bullshit. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Also, fucking W's for Bill. W's for Bill. Absolutely ripping into that guy. Let's see here. Mr. Wonderful. Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
I am. I was on the call with you last night. You kicked me after I tried to say goodbye.
I don't remember you. Sorry. Anyways, how old are you and what state
Okay.
are you in?
I'm 18 and I live in Kansas.
Oh, I do remember you now. That's right. You were the whiny one. Anyways, what is it that you wanted to talk about tonight?
I'll talk about anything. What do you want to talk about?
That's not how this works. You
Okay.
can tell us what it is if there's a particular subject, but it needs
Do you
to
have
be
a specific
it needs
faith?
to be it needs to be Trump. No, hold on. It needs to be Donald Trump policy related. So, what would that be?
Okay.
Because the prompt is Trump is destroying America. Why do you still support him? So we don't just debate anything.
Well, I know. Well, he is Catholic, right?
Nope, he's not
That's
Catholic.
technically.
No, he's not Catholic. You don't even know what religion Donald Trump is.
Oh, I'm sorry, Christian. I forget which denomination.
He's absolutely not a Christian.
That's. Are you sure?
Nemo, why don't you? I yelled a lot. You please be my guest friend.
you went from Catholic to Christian. Now,
Yes, Catholic is a smaller branch of Christianity.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure because I don't know. I could have been the way I was understanding that, it sounded like you thought that Christianity was its own denomination, separate.
No,
Actually,
Christianity.
Catholicism is the largest branch of Christianity, actually.
Yes, but Christianity is larger than Catholicism because it contains, Baptists, Mormons, Protestants.
Sure, it's the umbrella. So okay. What's your claim?
My claim is that America is better with Christianity, and I know that's specifically Catholicism.
Specifically Catholicism.
Yes, but the overall umbrella of Christianity is also, great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the founding fathers would definitely have an issue with.
I'm not
with
talking about in
Catholicism,
government. I'm not talking
You
about in
said
government.
America, so I mean that's
I'm talking about
defined
as our
by.
culture.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of defined by the government, right? So, as far as American culture, what does that entail?
How we view ourselves. I think several things in our culture. I would say specifics would be LGBTQ rights and abortion. I'm not going to debate abortion because I don't know enough about it, and I'm not going to claim anything on it. I'm just going to claim that it's against, and I think we can all agree it's against Catholic worldviews, right?
Oh, I just want to say something real quick, Nemo. I'm so sorry. I'll make it very, very quick. That's so fair, Mr. Wonderful, that for the women who don't identify for their religion, that if you were to be their president or their congressperson, that you will vote against them in their healthcare based on that, because, wow, that's what we're here doing.
I'm actually not an abortion
I'm
abolitionist.
sure you are. Okay, go ahead, Nemo. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, did you want me to answer, or do you just want me to sit here?
No, that was more of me just making a statement. I was letting
Okay.
Nemo finish. Thank you.
Okay.
So
Do you want to talk about LGBTQ rights, or do you want to?
I mean, what
Do you
about them?
do you support LGBTQ rights?
Of course.
Okay, like what rights specifically? I would ask, because I'm not saying like we should burn them at the stake. Obviously.
Okay. Well, I mean, we agree on that, right? I feel
Yeah.
like that's the bare minimum.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think that they should be discriminated against. I don't think that they should be deprived of access to any function within government. So like a government service or like any type of so marriage, adoption, that type of thing. They should not be deprived or otherwise burdened with additional obstacles that are not presented towards heterosexual couples. I don't think that they should be discriminated against in the workplace. I don't think they should be discriminated against. I mean, obviously, in government, personal life can't really police that. And trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing.
Okay.
Oh well, I mean, they should not be. The way that they love each other should not be outlawed. It should not be in any way policed whatsoever.
Okay.
And of course, any type of medical thing that they need should be allowed.
How young would you allow it?
Oh wait, Mr. Wonderful. I just had a question. I'm so sorry again. It just keeps slipping. I noticed that you said they. Aren't you in a community?
I'm sorry.
Aren't you in the community?
Community of what specifically?
The LGBTQIA plus.
I'm not. No.
Oh, okay, because I am, and I have a radar, and that little thingy thing that's at the back of your throat, I could hear that. It has a little twang to it. So
Okay.
I'm not surprised that this was your first thing that you wanted to go down. But again, Nemo,
I said I would debate anything.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah,
Well,
I mean, that's pretty
Okay,
much
let me
my
just make this
position.
clear. I'm
is-
not gay, and if you want to make fun of my voice, that's love that. I think it shows more about you than me. But personally, I don't think kids should be allowed to have gender changing surgeries at a very young age.
So, I mean, this comes up a lot, and my stance on this stems from it's really the same principle that I have whenever it comes to abortion, right? Now, I know you said you didn't want to talk about that. Very simply, my stance as it pertains to whether it's abortion or whenever it comes to gender affirming care is I don't want the government involved in my medical decisions, right? The only people that should be involved in my medical decisions are me, my doctor, and anyone else that I permit. But nobody beyond that, right? It should remain private and it should remain unpoliced. So like that's how it should be, because I am getting medical treatment, and any type of legal obstacle to that, any type of interference from the government whenever it comes to that, all that is doing is, number one, it's politicizing it. Number two, it is altering my medical care. It is changing what the doctor would, prescribe, whatever that is, right? It's changing what the doctor can advise or render as far as care goes. And what I want is for my doctor to tell me exactly what I need and also then render that care. I don't want any roadblocks there. And the same, and that is that underlying principle. That is really how I view abortion, which is that it is not the business of government to involve itself in a doctor's office on a moral thing. The doctor and the patient are the only ones that need to be involved in that. And to presume that the government needs to involve itself in that opens the door of, okay, so why stop there? Why not involve ourselves in all sorts of other things whenever it comes to doctors? As if doctors don't already have to deal with enough bullshit whenever it comes to legal trouble, right? Whenever it comes to malpractice suits and shit like that. I don't want to add more to their plate, because doctors and medical professionals in general, in short supply, overworked, and this is going to sound shocking, underpaid, and unfortunately underappreciated a lot of the time. I don't want the government trying to, insert itself there to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed, because rarely does that ever work out well. And so as it pertains to LGBTQ, again, I don't want the government inserting itself in the doctor's office. The presumption is that a doctor, a licensed medical professional, is going to, number one, adhere to ethics, right? They're licensed, they have to adhere to ethics, right? So they are going to advise what is medically appropriate, and they're going to advise what is medically consistent, or what is scientifically consistent as far as treatment goes. And second opinions, as it pertains to LGBTQ, the standard, and this is I think it's the AMA. It might be APA. One of them. The standard is that any type of procedure that you're thinking about. So, and by that I mean hormonal, or anything like that. That is preceded by, at minimum, 2 years of non-invasive gender affirming care. So referring to them by different pronouns, referring to them by a different name, dressing different, that type of stuff, in addition to consistent visits with a psychologist who is licensed for that. So there's a lot of checks that go into it before anything really kicks off as far as like hormone therapy and definitely surgery. Surgery is even more extreme whenever it comes to the requirements. So I guess my point is that I think that the medical community can handle it on its own. I don't think that doctors need to be subject to the whims of politicians who are just trying to get reelected. I think that most people can agree that politicians kind of slimy individuals a lot of the time,
Yeah, I agree.
and they really only care about the next election cycle or whatever lobbyist gave them the biggest check. They don't actually give a fuck about whatever thing it is. And so, whenever it comes to this topic, medical privacy, it's ultimately what it is. It's the same underlying principle. When it comes to this topic, them flexing for one reason or another, whether it's, oh, well, women shouldn't have access to abortion, or the people shouldn't have access to hormone therapy, or, well, they can't do this or that. Okay, I mean, like, this is you picking some random thing and complicating it for no good reason other than scoring some kind of like weird culture war bullshit points. I'm not on board with that. I think that we have much more important things to use the power of government for. I think that we can do plenty of things that help a hell of a lot more people than burdening a doctor and a patient and a God knows how many people in their family with more bullshit because, I don't know, some politician doesn't understand something and it makes them feel icky.
Yeah, I agree. And the comments, sorry, I commented hi to one of my friends. I was listening to you that whole time. Let me just make sure I heard you though. You're saying you don't want to burden the doctor and the patient with more laws because they're already burdened. You said, I agree, doctors are definitely understaffed and probably honestly underpaid. It's very true. And so your overall take is that government should not be in your medical histories and procedures, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. And I would agree to that for an extent, but I also feel that kids should not be making these irreversible changes that you're right, because they're irreversible. And I'm not saying I feel like we could find some middle ground almost, because I don't feel that kids should be maybe some therapy, which you mentioned, which I think is great, but also maybe not gender affirming therapy. I think there should be a mix of both, maybe gender affirming care and also maybe seeing if this is what they truly want to do. Because I don't know personally any trans people, but I've heard of people on the internet who, and I'm not trying to bring religion into this, but who they found God after they did.
Thank you, God.
And
Thanks again. You the man.
Oh, are you being raptured, Mr. Wonderful?
hello?
I got a phone call or something.
Yeah. Hello, you there?
Thank you for the gifts, everyone. And
People were ringing me. That's my bad.
All good.
But I just think that we could find a middle ground maybe where we do maybe a mix of gender affirming care and just questioning if this is really who they want to be for the rest of their lives, right?
Well, I mean,
would you
what you're
agree with some of that?
describing, I mean, but okay, yeah, let's do that. What you're describing, that's literally the standard. It's 2 years of therapy, and by therapy I mean talking to a psychologist. I'm not talking about hormones. You were talking to a licensed psychologist who specializes in this thing. In fact, I think that you have to have two. There have to be two separate ones that basically sign off on this. So after 2 years of that, during which time the psychologist is going to do their job and figure out, hey, is this kid just kind of going through a phase, or is this like a genuine identity thing? Like, is this an inherent thing within them?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this whatever? That is the job of the psychologist, right? And they will do that. And after that, that is when the conversation around hormone therapy, like, because that's going to be the next step is hormone therapy. So I guess if you want to say do the middle ground, I mean, what you're describing, that's essentially what's already done, right? And that is again something that was put in place not by a government, but by medical professionals, by the medical community. They put together like okay, hey, this is sensible, right? Like, well, let's try to put together a framework and work with that for this, because it isn't just like a thing is like, oh well, whatever, it's a big decision, but also like you have to have some type of framework to treat that, and so that's what that is. I mean, to your point about a middle ground, that is about as sensible as it gets as far as approaching this.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. And do you think there should be a minimum age to this or any other restrictions?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by this?
We'll say like puberty blockers or gender changing surgery, things like that. Just because I feel, yeah.
Well, okay, so gender changing surgery. So just so we're specific, top surgery that can happen at, I think, 16. Bottom surgery cannot happen at all for a minor. Can't. It's not a thing. Okay. And as far as top surgery goes, so I had one dude the other night, and I'm not saying that you think this, but some red hat who, I don't know, they said, well, Nemo, you're just advocating for children to permanently change their bodies. You're advocating for women to remove their chests, and they can't get that back. Well, in fact, you can. Yes, there are these things called implants, and if whatever, after that journey, you realize, okay, never mind. There you go. Boom. Like that's how it is. I mean, we already do this for cisgendered straight men. I mean, you said you're 18. You play sports, and I'm saying this as somebody, I was not a sports dude, but you in sports?
I consider myself athletic. I'm sure the chat won't, but I don't play any sports competitively.
Fair enough. So
I go to the gym though, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Do you know a friend who may or may not know someone at that gym who probably maybe is consuming certain performance enhancing substances? I'm trying to cover your ass with that.
I don't know if creatine counts. Would you consider that?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just want
I'm
to.
talking about roids.
Yeah.
The reason I'm talking about that is because one common thing in like bodybuilding and stuff is, if you fuck up your dosage on some of that and you do not do the right cycle therapy, you might end up with a little bit of breast tissue. Yeah. Or you might just get unlucky and end up with a little bit of breast tissue where it does not need to be. And the only way to fix that is to have it removed, surgically removed. You can't actually just, get it gone with pills. You have to actually get it surgically removed. And so this is already a thing that has been happening for a while. Like you don't even have to have a situation where somebody's on roids. Sometimes dudes going through puberty, for whatever reason, their hormones are in the wrong balance, and shit happens. And oops, now they got that situation going on. And naturally, the treatment for that would be to remove that tissue, because one, that's not good for the dude's mental health. I can guarantee you, growing up, middle school, high school, yeah, dudes are fucking ruthless and bitch tits. Yeah, exactly. That's gonna seriously bother them, right? And so to better align with their gender identity, which in this case cisgender dude, remove this breast tissue, right? So we've been doing this, right? It's not really that unusual. And so as far as like the whole thing, when it comes to like minimum age and stuff, the current age things as they are, which is 16 and 18 for top and bottom respectively. Sure. Yeah, I mean, like that's
You
already
think
there.
it should go lower?
No.
Okay. Okay. I think I understand your point then. And I'm not so more worried about the surgery. I'm more worried about their mental well-being, if that makes sense. And I know they go through therapy. Yes, the 2-year therapy. I do remember that.
Are you worried about?
I mean,
oh, I'm sorry.
well, I'll hand it off to you. Just to be, I don't want to be combative, but you know, I could be a smartass and say, oh, I'm worried about their mental health too. You know, like that's the
I get
thing,
you are.
right?
I get you are, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Matt.
No. I just wanted to ask real quick. Because I mean, Nemo is right. I just kind of wanted to ask the question. I mean, is your worry that kids are getting gender affirming care and like they don't have a say in what's happening?
No, I think they do have a say, but I don't think they've fully matured emotionally.
So you're worried about kids who aren't emotionally mature having gender affirming care?
I just think that, well, one, obviously, we all can agree on this. The parents should definitely have a say, right? We agree on that. And I think that they should put a lot of thought into this.
So if the parents decide something, it's okay, right?
No, I would like all 3 parents' approval.
All
three and the kids. Sorry.
Oh, got it. Hey, just a real quick question. Are you circumcised?
I believe so.
Cool. So should your parents be arrested?
No, because...
Wait a second. Time out. Did you consent to having part of your dick cut off?
For one thing, I was not able to give
Did you
consent.
Oh, you weren't able to give your consent, but your parents did it anyways, huh?
Yeah, this is
okay.
different
Cool.
with kids.
No, it's actually not at all different. In fact, this is worse because your parents did it without involving you at all because you couldn't consent, you couldn't say yes, you couldn't do fuck all about it. They just did it. So that's way worse, huh?
Yeah, but
so you agree that circumcision should be illegal in America and your parents should probably go to jail, right?
No, I don't.
No,
agree with that.
well, hold on. But your entire argument here is that you need to involve the parents, the kid needs to consent, right? That's the whole argument here. But circumcision is different because why? You're literally doing gender affirming care on a boy, on a baby, when they can't consent to it. What if you didn't want to be circumcised?
I mean, I just think this is a
What if
poor
you grew
strong-
up? No, what if you grew up and you didn't want to be circumcised?
Well, then how are you going to go back in time? Right?
Exactly,
Like,
right?
if
I
you
know.
can't-
It's almost like
Oh my
it's almost like no. See, I know, right? I know that you don't like this and you're frustrated with this argument
I'm not
because of the
frustrated.
fact, yeah, because you just went, "Oh my god." But
Well,
here's
I
the
wish I
thing,
could talk.
Bud, you've been talking this entire fucking time. I haven't said a fucking word. If you're going to bitch and moan about me saying anything now after fucking, oh geez, I don't know. You've been on here for let's see, 25 minutes. And I
I'm
haven't
very
said
grateful.
and I haven't said fuck all to you. So how about you, instead of whining like a little bitch when I say one fucking thing, shut the fuck up. Thanks. Anyways, as I was saying, everything that you just described in your argument is circumcision. Everything. That's entirely what you just described. If you don't like that, or you say, no, that's not the same thing, or no, that's different, or whatever it may be, you're just lying to yourself. That is gender-affirming care, a decision that is made between 2 parents and a doctor without the consent of the child. Are you okay with that, yes or no?
Okay.
No, it's a yes or no. It's not an okay, now I'm going to monologue. It is a yes or no question. Are you okay with circumcisions being performed on infants who cannot consent to it, and that decision is only made between the parents and the doctor, yes or no?
If the doctor's involved,
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Jesus fucking Christ, it's a yes or no question. God damn, I already said the doctor is involved. You didn't have to repeat it. Anyways, now that you've established that, you, sir, are in favor of gender-affirming care as performed by two parents and a consenting child and a doctor. You've admitted it. You agree. Thank you very much. What's our next topic?
Wait, I literally agree with you. I said if the
Yeah,
parents
I know,
and
you
kids
agree. So you agree that there should be no government involvement in a medical decision made between two parents, a doctor, and a child.
and a psychologist, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
A psychologist is a doctor, bud.
Well, I just want to make the statement.
So you
clear.
agree that if a doctor is involved, including a psychologist and the parents, that there should be no issue, right?
I think they should take caution.
No. Okay, great. So parents who want to circumcise their kids shouldn't be allowed to do it.
I'd never claim that.
Well, then
Also,
why is it that the parents who want to cut off part of their child's body without asking them first should be allowed?
Well, because
Why is that okay? Why should you be able to mutilate your child's genitals without asking them first?
Well, because if you ask them, they probably wouldn't give an answer, right?
Oh, it's almost like they can't consent, so maybe they shouldn't do it?
Are you saying they shouldn't get gender affirming care?
No, what I'm saying is that you are saying that, oh, well, you're like, well, they should take caution. No, they shouldn't do fuck all. You shouldn't tell them what to do. I'm not telling them to do anything. We should all stay the fuck out of it. A decision between the parents and the children and their doctors should be between them, not involving the government. Do we agree, yes or no?
For the sake of this argument, I'll just say yes.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
agree.
so glad that you're saying for the sake of this argument, and the only reason that you're doing that is because
Yeah,
you
you're
know
right. That
that
was disrespectful.
you
That's my
know
bad.
what was that?
I said you're right. That was disrespectful. My bad. I'll concede on this point.
Good, thanks. What's your next topic?
What do you feel about elective abortions specifically? Oh,
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. A cup.
no, you're good. I'll hear you. What you got?
No, that's fine. And by the way, we don't talk about abortions with 18-year-old boys.
Okay.
And you also said at the beginning of this conversation you don't even know enough about abortion to talk about it.
Don't
so-
know enough about specific cases.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
we're not. Absolutely
You're
fucking not.
18 years old. What is wrong with you? You should be talking to us about bold policies. Are you okay? You up here talking about people that you probably never even met. You up here talking about women that you probably never even touched. So like what is your issue here? Let's talk about climate change. How
I'll
do
talk
you
about
feel
climate
about the
change.
economy? We
think
have
climate
40
change is terrible.
excuse you. We are $40 trillion in debt that you're gonna have to pay the burden on. That's what why are we not talking about this?
I assume you're like 80 years old then, right? Because if I'm
And
gonna
I
have to pay the
assume
burden, you are too.
I ain't even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm a mute.
Well, okay. Okay. I'll talk about, yeah, I think climate change is terrible. I think it's a real thing. And I think you shouldn't put all Trump supporters in a box that don't believe in climate change. That's what I wish you guys would do.
They say you did. I said my question is Matt gave you ample opportunity. It's been 30 minutes. We've spent 30 minutes. When I was 18, you could not get me up off of these necks of the politicians, local and federal. I'm not asking you. I didn't even talk about Trump. I'm talking about the policies, period. I didn't say that all Trump supporters didn't believe in climate change. I'm talking about anything. You should be putting pressure on me, Nemo, and Matt saying, you guys are the old generation. This is what we're trying to bring to the table. You're not talking about that. This is why I get concerned about 18-year-olds like you that just so happen to look like you as well. I'm gonna say that too.
You haven't even
Because
seen a photo of me.
you guys end up on a dark net and in a Walmart. And I don't fuck with that.
Well,
So
can I ask?
you need to get your head out of your ass and you need to get on the agenda that most 18-year-olds is on. They trying to make sure that this country is going to go forward after our old ass is gone. By the way, I'm only 30. I'm not that old, yo.
I never said you were. Okay, that's awesome. When have you seen a photo of me?
Are you white?
I am.
Did a white person go to Walmart and pew somebody?
Oh, a what?
Did a white
Sorry, I
person
didn't
go
hear.
to Walmart and pew somebody?
Does a white person go into Walmart and pew
Did they?
pew someone?
Did that actually happen in a grocery store before?
Has it happened? I'm sure it has. That's
Yeah,
horrific.
okay, yeah. So I get nervous because it's a pattern here. They're 18 years old. They listening to people like Trump. Then they go on the internet. They go on the dark web. Next thing you know, they turn into a damn Proud Boy, and then they somewhere in a damn wall somewhere. So yeah, you need to steer yourself off of this track. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let Nemo take care of this because I think he was actually getting it through to you because I think you are unhinged.
Well, I actually told Matt this. Can I call you Matt, or do you want me to call you something else?
That's my name.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to call you your last name. I told Matt this last night. I do not support Trump on everything he does. And Matt, I wanted to bring this back up because you said I'm going to use the I don't support Trump on everything as an excuse for things that are bad. Are you saying I should support Trump's bad policies?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I think you've misunderstood the point of why I said that. It's exactly what just happened, right? It's going to say we're going to bring up this bad thing that Donald Trump does, and you're going to be like, well, I don't support that. And you'll be like, okay, but you support Donald Trump.
On certain conditions.
Yeah,
Certain
but
issues.
as I pointed out to you last night, there were a couple of minor baseline issues that I wouldn't have supported Kamala Harris on. And that would have been it. You really couldn't have like pulled this many things out about me. Like, you're basically going to say that you don't support Donald Trump on the majority of the issues that he supports. So why do you support him? If you don't support Donald Trump on more than 50% of the things that he represents, why support him?
Okay. Well, one, I didn't vote for him, right? I was 16 in the
I
election.
know you didn't vote for him. I said support.
Okay.
Because obviously
a
you
lot of
support
people
him.
in chat were saying that. But I was just curious, if I fully don't support Kamala Harris and I 50% support Trump, who would you vote for in that position?
If you don't fully wait, say that again.
So
What?
if let's say I don't support Kamala Harris in any ideas, ideologies, policies, or achievements, and I support Trump in like 50% of his ideologies, policies, and achievements, who would you vote for if you were in my shoes?
Kamala Harris, because if you support only 50% of Donald Trump's policies, it means that you don't understand what Kamala Harris stood for because you were 16 years old and you didn't pay attention.
Well, I obviously didn't vote.
I know, and I'm
I-
saying you were 16 years old and you didn't pay attention. Now you can't support Kamala Harris because it's 2026 and she's not running for president. And so what you've done is you've cherry-picked a couple of issues that you think you should support because you think that because you believe those couple of things that you should support Donald Trump. And then you're going to say, well, I don't support this. Well, I don't support that. Well, I don't believe in this, when we hold your feet to the fire about all of those other things. Do you see how that doesn't really like add up? Like those
you're
things don't
saying
really fly?
If there's two evils, I should vote for the greater evil?
No, I'm saying that there was one person
Abhorrent.
who wasn't and one person who was. Like, I could sit here and I could explain to you why you should have voted for Kamala Harris, but it's a moot point now because the
Yeah, I
election is over, and also you couldn't vote. But if you're going to sit here and go, no, climate change is a real problem and blah, blah, cool. The guy that you support right now, whether it's on that issue or on any other issues, you're saying, I support him. Even if you're saying I don't support that particular issue, You're still supporting him, and he's still the president of the United States, which means he's still doing things that are harming our climate and are doing a lot of things that go against that belief that you have and any other thing that you're going to bring up. So what are the most important things to you?
Personally or politically? I assume politically, right?
Well, we're talking about political ideals and policies.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So what are the most pertinent political issues to you?
Just because they're important to me does not mean I agree with Trump on them, though. Can I set that real quick? I know you said this.
This is literally. It's almost like this is exactly the thing that I said you were going to do.
Yeah, and I agreed with you. I am going to do it. Like,
Yep.
I'm okay. What do you want me to say? Like foreign policy, and then you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh!" But Trump started these wars and didn't end these.
Yep. So is foreign
Okay.
policy important to you?
It is, and I think
Awesome.
Trump's handled it poorly.
Awesome. So then why would you support Donald Trump?
I don't support him on foreign policy.
Cool. So then what things do you support him on?
Economical matters such as tariffs.
He's terrible on the economy. Tariffs are fucking awful. They're destroying our economy. You don't know anything about economics if you think that tariffs are good.
I think they're a way to
They're not.
intimidate.
They're not. You literally,
a way to do
they're
anything.
absolutely no. The only thing that tariffs are good for is you can use targeted tariffs if you want to do things like protect certain. Do you know the difference between targeted and blanket tariffs?
I do. Blanket would be every single nation on
Right.
Earth.
Cool. So, or not just necessarily every single nation, but it would be like taking a nation
group.
or just taking a nation and saying we're tariffing this country X percentage total. Like,
Oh, you mean okay?
even
I see
like
what you mean.
like China, we'd be like we're or Canada right now. We're tariffing Canada 50% across the board. That's not a good idea. It never works. It has been proven to never work for us. Targeted tariffs can work. An example of a good targeted tariff that I would agree with, and I think that my friends would agree with as well, would be like the Chinese EV tariff, right? Where we're like, hey, there's 100% EV, 100% tariff on EVs coming in from China. And we don't want cheap Chinese EVs flooding our market and undercutting the US auto industry. And then at the same time, on the flip side of that, we gave the auto industry in America tax credits, and we're like, hey guys, if you build cheaper EVs and get them out to the American public, we'll give you all tax credits to do that. It's the carrot and the stick together. Those two things economically make sense. And it was targeted. It was a targeted thing from an economic perspective that is like, okay, we're gonna protect this industry. Then Donald Trump comes in, he gets rid of the tax credit so that there's no incentive for the auto industry to build cheaper EVs for us, and then keeps the tariff on the Chinese EVs. So we as American citizens don't get cheaper EVs from anybody, while the rest of the world is getting these amazing vehicles that are cheaper than anything we can get. And the only thing that's happening to us is he's tariffing Canada and Mexico, and our auto parts are going up. Our auto factories have to increase prices, and if you don't believe me, talk to the big three, because they put out a press release last year going, well, we're going to have to raise prices and we're going to have to lay people off because of the tariffs. So it's like, there's no reason to do this shit. Like, this is bad economic policy, and it's showing. Like, it's not good.
Yeah, the fact that that's still a argument that you want to use close to the election, where millions of Americans are feeling the pain on this, is exactly the reason why you guys deserve to lose this election. I don't care if you didn't vote for him. The fact that you still saying that you support him and you do have a vote in November, the fact that you could still say that after not even doing any research, because the farmers are hurt too, because he fucked us with the tariffs when it came to China and things like that, because our soybeans. He's totally devastated Nebraska. Southern Illinois is pissed off, and now he just did it again with the beef
beef
that's
is-
coming from a country that he won't even name. That they asked her what country. He said, "Well, he rather not say the name of it," and then he's gonna discount that beef. Are you that's America first? Yeah,
I
we're gonna enjoy the price discount, of course. But what about our farmers? That's at home.
personally, I prefer economically targeted tariffs for economic warfare, such as against Iran and other not terrorist countries, terrorist supporting countries. This
Well,
could
I mean,
include like
I don't know if those would necessarily be tariffs so much as they would be sanctions. Like to your point, yeah, economic warfare, like ways of applying pressure to a hostile country. That's going to be through sanctions. Tariffs. I
I think
guess,
it's a
but
mix, right?
well,
You
I
could
mean,
use a mix.
I guess, but I mean, ultimately, like if you're doing tariffs, that implies that you're still trading with the country, right? And so, like that gets kind of murky. You know, we're not trading with Iran, right? We could be trading with, let's say, China, right? And China is adversarial to us, but they're not openly hostile. And so,
Really?
yeah,
I mean, they have the, I would say, opposite economic belief of us in communism.
I mean, that's a long discussion. I think that if anything, the U.S. is slowly starting to kind of, I don't know, come around to China's model slowly. So, and what I mean by that is what Trump did with Intel, which ironically, in principle, I support it. I just don't like that it's Trump is at the helm making the decision, which that's the CHIPS Act. So, to your point about tariffs, the what Matt was talking about, like the carrot and the stick. So the carrot is oftentimes like it's going to be tax credits. It can also be just straight up subsidies, right? So like checks, like boom, here you go, money, cash infusion, boom, have fun, and that's what the CHIPS Act was. So the way that I've always gone about describing tariffs and how it just it doesn't make sense in this particular situation, because tariffs work if you have that manufacturing base, if you already have that infrastructure. So like, let's say making cars, right? And let's say that you want to compete and China's kicking your ass. Okay, well, we're going to tariff China on the cars, and we're going to do that because we have a manufacturing base that makes cars, and we're giving our car manufacturers some wiggle room to try and catch up, and we're also gonna subsidize. That makes sense. You can. That is one of those situations where yes, a tariff can be used correctly, or it can be used to an advantageous thing. But again, it's targeted, and there are prerequisites there. What Trump has done is not that, right? And I think that's because he fundamentally misunderstands how tariffs work. And I think that, unfortunately, a lot of Trump supporters don't understand how tariffs work. I think that a lot of Trump supporters don't realize that tariffs are literally import taxes. That's what they are. They are an import tax.
I understand that.
Yeah, and I mean, not necessarily you specifically, but there are many a time when, walking a Trump supporter through what a tariff is, they get hung up on the fact that it's an import tax. That's what it is. And that tax inevitably gets passed along to the consumer because of where it falls in that chain. Now, they might rebut and say, well, you could say the same thing about corporate taxes. Not necessarily. No, because corporate taxes applies at a different part in that chain, right? Import tax, well, that is rolled into the cost of whatever the fuck it is, right? But corporate taxes, that is done on profit. So you can't necessarily roll that into the price as easily. So that's why it's not exactly the same. But
Okay.
the point is that I am big on subsidies. I am not big on tariffs. And very simply, the reason why is that, you get more flies with honey. That kind of logic. Where,
Yeah.
as long as you have strings attached to the subsidy and it's enforceable, and you can say, hey, you get this money, you're going to meet these deadlines, you're going to do these things. Okay, cool. Have at it. As long as you've got strings attached to the subsidy, it makes so much more sense to do that because it doesn't affect the market. The price of stuff doesn't go up in the meantime, right? Because there is going to be some time that you have to spend catching up with whatever the fuck it is or building the factory or whatever. And with tariffs, that's not true. With tariffs, it immediately jacks up the price. And so you've got, however many years of you paying extra for no reason. And then at the end of that, let's just say that it worked perfectly. At the end of that, okay, well, now we got a factory making some more cars. But guess what? The price isn't going to go down because the tariff has now raised the floor, like the price floor. And that
I
is
think
now.
that's a point of tariffs, though, isn't it? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, no, you're fine. So what do you mean by it?
Well, the point, I would say a point of tariffs would be to raise the prices so the product are less bought, so they support the country getting the tariffs less, right? I could be wrong on that, but isn't that one of the points?
So yes, that's the point of tariffs. But
Yeah.
when I say raise the price floor, so think of it like you make t-shirts, I make t-shirts. You're in America, I'm in China. You can make t-shirts for $10. I can make t-shirts for $8. Okay, you sell your t-shirts for I don't know $15. I sell my t-shirts for $15. Oh well, I got a bigger profit margin, right? And so boom, now China's getting tariffed because we want to support American t-shirt manufacturers. Okay, cool. So now I roll that into the cost, right? But what that means is that so I might raise my price to $16, $17, right? I still have a big profit margin, but okay. Now, if you notice, let's say it's $17. Now you were selling yours at $15. Well, that's $2 difference.
Yeah.
Why what would ever stop you? Why in the world would you not take advantage of the fact that you've got basically a free dollar? You can still undercut China and still charge $1 more. So your t-shirt was 15, you bump it to 16. Even though you're not affected by the tariff, but the floor, what your competitors can charge, raised to a point that there's that little that wiggle room, that delta, that space in between. And you can just kind of stick in the middle of there, right?
Yeah.
So it raises the price either way, right?
Yes, but let's say then Matt comes along and now he's making t-shirts and he's in America and he sees, wait, I could make still a lot of profit and undercut these guys. So Matt makes his t-shirts for $10 and then he drops the price down back to 15, right? Because I feel like tariffs, what they do is they promote competition in the origin country.
In theory, maybe.
No, but you need you need you need an okay. Number one, you would need an established, well-functioning industry to that has to be a baseline. That you can't run tariffs on an industry that you're hoping to start. Because if you run tariffs on an industry that isn't already functioning and isn't already working, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to drive up prices on your consumers, and there's going to be a barrier to entry, because then people you're going to be like, oh, well, okay, how are we going to do it? It's like what's happening right now, right? You'll be like, oh, we want to bring manufacturing back to America. Well, like, how long does it take to get, like, baseline? How long does it take to get a T-shirt factory going?
Yeah, and I of course mean, you're right, in a developed sector. Sorry if I didn't. Yeah.
Okay,
you're
yeah,
right.
but so that's like, but the problem is that we're not talking about developed sectors.
Yeah.
What are we talking
Like,
about then?
Well, so
What
in this
what
situation,
specifically do you?
in this situation, right? And I mean, so we're kind of generalizing, but in this situation, when it comes to America, the whole idea that Donald Trump pushed with tariffs was, number one, that it was a revenue stream, which is fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree. That was pretty
Utterly,
stupid.
completely fucking insane. Because and this was like it. I felt like I was going crazy, partially because I was going crazy because of sleep deprivation in the run up to the election. But like the number of times that I would talk to Trump supporters and I would tell them tariffs are a bad idea. And they would be like, yeah, you're right, but don't worry about it because it's just a negotiating tactic. Okay, all right, let's just pretend that it is. Let's pretend that it is just a negotiating tactic. Donald Trump is also banking on this being a revenue stream. So if it's a bargaining chip, it's temporary. That's not a revenue stream. Like that's terrible. And we literally seen this. We have seen this in the worst possible way. We have seen this where he rolled out all the tariffs on Liberation Day last year or whatever, and court cases abound. And when you know it, companies jacked up their prices, exactly what everybody on the left said would happen. That companies don't give a fuck. They'll pass that along. They don't give a shit. And then court cases unfold and boom, oh, hey, those tariffs are actually not legal. And so refund. Who gets the refund? The companies. The ones that jacked up the price in the first place, they get the money, which is like the worst of all worlds, right? Because that means that the American people paid extra and we have fuck all to show for it, right? We don't even have the tax dollars from whatever that was, right? So, Trump was banking on tariffs being this revenue stream. He talked about it many times. Of, oh yeah, well we'll have like all this extra money that we can use for X, Y, and Z. Yeah, no, that's just not how that works. And two, America, the angle that he used was, oh well, America has lost its manufacturing base. Like we have hollowed out manufacturing in this country. That it's all been outsourced. It's been shipped overseas. Is that true? Yes. For many industries, that's true. The only like notable exceptions would be like the defense industry and maybe like steel, kind of. But for the most part, yeah, that's true. And there are a lot of reasons for that. And they all go back to Ronald Reagan. But that's another story. The point is that, yeah, no, we outsourced over the last 40, 50 years. Absolutely. Yep. That was a terrible thing. And because we outsourced and because it was over such a long period of time, that infrastructure is not there anymore. If we outsourced over like, let's say 5 years, 10 years, let's say that boom, shit ton of jobs got shipped over 10 years ago. You know what? Those buildings are probably still there. And those buildings are probably like close to up to code or up to code. Those buildings can be very quickly brought back online, repurposed, refurbished, all that good shit. Mm-hmm. A building from 1980 cannot, So all of that has withered and gone away. Society has moved on. And so to bring that back that involves way more than just, oh, hey, we got a tariff. You're paying extra for this. Okay, America, why don't we have a manufacturing company? Come on, make a plant. Come on. Yeah,
Would you agree with the initial tariffs though that were in purpose to
No.
to get other countries to drop their tariffs?
No.
No.
Because it wasn't a good idea. Because number one, the whole thing was we were tariffing countries that didn't even tariff us in the first place. That was dumb. That was a stupid idea. It was really fucking stupid. That's number one. Number two is the way that our tariffs were set up, they were mostly advantageous to us. And number three, do you think a trade deficit is bad?
As in, we buy more than we sell.
Yeah, do you think that's bad inherently?
Yeah, overall that's bad. Yeah.
Wrong. It's not.
In what ways?
Okay, you're 18 years old, and I'm not.
Yeah, and I'm
saying,
not claiming to know
hold on,
more.
No. Stop. No, I'm not. I was just about to say, I'm about to say something, and I don't mean it insulting. I'm asking this question. I don't mean this in an insulting way. Okay, I'm just asking. Do you go grocery shopping?
I do.
Okay,
I love food.
great. Me too.
Yeah.
You go to the grocery store, and you spend a lot of money on food now, especially now, right? Because food prices have gone up a lot. So
Yes.
let's consider that. Let's pretend you are the United States, and your grocery store is China.
And we sell all the food.
Okay, the grocery store is China. Okay, so you're the United States, and you go to China and you buy all that, right? Is it a bad thing that you have a quote unquote trade deficit with your grocery store? You're giving them money, but you're getting the food back. Is there are you mad at your grocery store because there's a deficit with them?
I think the context you need to bring in here though is that how am I making money?
Hold on. I'll get there. But
Okay.
then
no, I would not be mad.
Okay, great. So you're not mad in a basic sense. Great. Now, I understand that it's not quite that simple, but so let's expand it out.
Yeah.
A trade deficit is a good thing for a number of reasons. Why is it a good thing? Well, a trade deficit forces foreign countries to come here and to invest money in the United States, because what ends up happening is we, as the United States, are buying things from other countries. How do those goods get here?
Sorry?
How do those goods get here? How do those goods get to the United States?
Well, they get shipped,
They
obviously.
get
right?
shipped here,
Is that
right?
the answer?
And
Okay.
and then for those goods to get shipped here to the United States, then there has to be a point of contact on our end, right? So the Chinese importer or the Italian importer or the Mexican importer, whoever it may be, well, they've got to have something. They've got to have some sort of infrastructure set up here in the United States, right?
Not necessarily.
Generally, oftentimes they do. And in fact, we know that is a fact because do you want to guess in the year of 2024 how much money the United States actually made off of just our trade deficit alone?
I'll take a high ball and go like 5 trillion. High ball, that's high.
Bro, that's like
I-
that. Well, okay, that's like
It was
that's
a joke.
more than. Okay, yeah. Do you have like a serious guess?
I understand our GDP is 26 trillion, right? Do I serious guess?
No,
What's
that's not our Okay, no, that's not our GDP.
What's our GDP?
Our GDP is like around 3. Okay, so like
Really?
we made in 1 year just off of our trade deficit we made $200 billion just off of foreign companies coming and investing their money in the United States of America, just because they had to come here and because they have to put money into America because they need to support their business here. So $200 billion. So that's number one. Number two is they're tied to America because we're buying their shit. So because they're tied to America and they're investing money in America, guess what else that makes happen in a very, very important way? It makes them, it forces them to use U.S. currency, which enforces the United States dollar as the world's reserve currency. So having a trade deficit means that we get hundreds of billions of dollars coming into the United States in investment alone for doing nothing but buying other countries' shit, and it helps maintain the dollar as a reserve currency around the world. And I don't think that it's any coincidence, and in economics there really are few coincidences, that once Donald Trump started tariffing all these countries and our trade started going to shit, that we had the worst year for the dollar since 1973. The worst year for the dollar in over 50 years. That means that we are devaluing our own currency and we're losing hundreds of billions of dollars in investment, all for us to do nothing, as Nemo has pointed out, because we're not getting those jobs back. Though none of this is happening, we are literally just shooting ourselves in the foot for nothing.
Okay, well, one, I will answer your question. And two, I fact checked you. Our GDP is around 30 trillion. So you're right, I was wrong. It's a bit higher.
Are you
Just
saying?
wanted-
I'm sorry. Did you say? I'm sorry. Did you say like our G? I'm sorry. I thought you meant. I thought we were talking about a budget. I'm sorry. You said GDP. That's my bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize. I thought you said. I thought you said budget. You said
You're
GDP.
good.
Sorry. You said GDP. You're right.
Yeah,
I
that
said the wrong
actually-
number.
Yeah, that actually makes it worse because that's why our debt is so important, because now our debt is outweighing our GDP. So that's not good. And Donald Trump has added over 20% to that national debt as well. So I don't know why you support these economic policies. I'm still confused by that.
Well, I think most presidents added to that deficit.
Yeah. I did the math. That's why I'm pointing it out, because nobody has done that actually. Even George Bush didn't. So, and just
They didn't add?
he added almost 30. No, I didn't say he didn't add at all. I'm talking about how much.
Okay.
Even with Joe Biden spending with C-19, Joe Biden didn't spend as much. So, and this he's not even finished yet. This is not even including the rest of this year. So I don't know what's up with the economic policies, not to mention his decision to go to war, and gas prices increasing, grocery prices increasing. Why do you support this again?
Well, one, I only brought up the GDP because I didn't want to get misquoted. And two, I support certain aspects of Trump's economic
Like what?
plan.
Because
the initial
Matt and Nemo
tariffs that
just
were-
debunked. So after what Nemo and Matt just told you,
No,
You
I
still
listened to
support
them. I listened to both of them. They both had great thoughts. I'm saying I supported the initial tariffs that were used to drop tariffs against us. I did not. Those are the tariffs I support. And then to Nemo's point, I supported tariffs that he claimed were helpful. I think he said with sanctions, I believe. And so those are the tariffs I supported. I agree. It's stupid. We shouldn't be tariffing Canada and Mexico 50%. That's dumb.
So just about the first one,
Yeah, I didn't mean to
dropping.
misrepresent you.
No, you're fine. So the dropping the initial tariffs thing. So in addition to what Matt said, the chart that Trump put out. So like that's what a lot of people saw. There was the chart with oh hey, Vietnam is tariffing us 70%. We mercifully only want to tariff them 35% or something like that. It was, basically whatever the alleged tariff number was for country, we would divide by 2, and that would be the proposed tariff that Trump was going to do. The thing is that the way that those percentages were calculated, it wasn't real. So like the actual math, and this came out like a couple days after that chart was like circulating. They showed like the formula that they used like to get to those numbers. And so like whenever they say, oh, I don't know, I'm just picking a random country. Vietnam tariffs us 50%. Vietnam doesn't actually tariff us 50%. What it was doing was throwing in like the trade deficit with Vietnam. It was throwing that in there. It was using some weird math to get to that number. The reality is like those countries weren't tariffing us at those percentages, and it was flawed math. So like I understand the idea that you're getting at, which is, oh, hey, well, we're just trying to renegotiate, whatever tariffs are in place. Okay.
So let's say it was flawed math, which I believe you on. Sure, we'll say it was. Don't you think we still should apply? Maybe it should have been a smaller tariff, but a tariff to discourage them from tariffing us.
So in a lot of cases, these countries weren't tariffing us at all, right? And I would also argue that us doing tariffs, it really only just kicks off a trade war. China is the epitome of that, right? So to really illustrate this, and I'm going to get the numbers wrong because it's been a minute since I've looked this up, but in the 90s, China had like an average tariff on everything of like 30%. So any American product that went into China, 30% tax put on top. And for us, in reverse, I think we were doing like 8% or something like that back in the 90s. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. But fast forward to 2016, that gap had shrunk to, I think China on average tariffed us at like, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, like 8%, I think. And we tariffed them on average somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think it was like 4%. So it shrank substantially, right? And that was done not through trade war, right? That was done through, the whole, oh, neoliberal, woo, bread, not bombs, all that shit, kumbaya, whatever. So the point is that, and I picked 2016 for a reason, Trump comes along, 2017, kicks off the trade war with China. Says, well, hey, it's not fair that you are tariffing us twice as much as we're tariffing you. So we're gonna raise our tariffs. And then what happened? China said, fuck you, and responded. And then it escalated more and more and more and more and more. And it led to us having to bail out farmers. It led to us really losing a solid position with China with soybeans. Because, with our soybean farmers in the U.S., I know that comes up a lot. Yes, they were bailed out, but like that's the immediate consequence. The long-term consequence was China still needed soybeans, and they were like, all right, bitch, where are we going to get these soybeans from? Because we're not buying them from them. And then, boom, oh, hey, what's up, Brazil? And they built a relationship with Brazil. And, I mean, does China get soybeans from us nowadays? I mean, probably, but not at the same rate that they were before, because they've built this alternative relationship. And the same thing is true with all sorts of little commodities. And it's not even just China. Like, other countries are doing this. Like, there are so many instances, especially right after the whole, like, when the tariffs were first announced, because if you think about it, those tariffs, that was basically every country on the planet. Well, America just, like, gave the finger to the world, and the world was like, okay, well, this sucks. What are we going to do, guys? And they started talking. They started talking to each other. The reality is that China is a rising power. They've been a rising power for a while. Can they fully supplant the U.S. right now? Not yet. But we are sure as fuck helping. We are sure as fuck accelerating that timeline, because we're what are we doing? What is America doing right now with the rest of the world? I mean, like, Canada is like a microcosm of it, right? But we're alienating our allies, and we're
Which allies?
posing. I'm sorry.
Which allies are we alienating? NATO.
So, I mean, Canada, Mexico, NATO. I mean, if you want to say it like Europe, I guess broadly.
The EU.
Okay.
Those are going to be and then like Australia. We're alienating our allies for any number of reasons. Forgot Japan and South Korea. Yo,
I was just gonna say, yeah.
like, we're alienating our allies, and I mean, especially some of those are. I mean, if you want to talk about this from like a geopolitics game of risk perspective, those are strategic, very important alliances that, like, if they fall apart, all of a sudden our influence shatters. And then all sorts of downstream effects happen. But the point is that we're saying, fuck the British, fuck the Canadians, fuck the Australians, fuck the Japanese, fuck the South Koreans. What are we getting from South Korea? Well, we have our military there. What the fuck are they doing? They won't even agree to help us with our war of choice. And meanwhile, South Korea, Samsung, hello. But whatever, it's stuff like that. But then, in addition to that, Donald Trump has this penchant for admiring the bad guys, like the people that we don't like, like the countries that are not fond of the U.S. Russia, Turkey, Hungary. Not so much the Philippines anymore. China to a lesser extent, even North fucking Korea. Even North Korea.
This is to Nemo's point. This is right here. Have you heard of the EU Mercosur trade agreement?
I've not heard of it. Give me one second. I'm reading it.
So, well, it's real simple, because I'll explain it, because it's basically a trade agreement between the EU and a bunch of South American countries. It's an agreement that helps bypass the United States of America that they agreed to on May 1st of this year, because we're making it harder to trade. We are making it harder to trade. By the way, welcome in Milk Dud Raiders, a.k.a. Hector Raiders. Welcome in. We are making it harder to trade with the EU. So what are they doing? They're bypassing us. They're going to start trading more with South America. And I know that you think, because I know this, you think, well, we're the United States of America. They have to trade with us. They have to deal with us. No, they actually fucking don't. They can start to go around us. China can go around us. Like, there are certainly certain things that they have to deal with us in the short term, and you'll be like, yeah, well, they have to. But as time goes on, these countries will start to figure out more and more ways to bypass us. We should not be making ourselves irrelevant. And the real kicker to all of this, is, do you know where Donald Trump got this idea from?
Which idea? Tariffs?
It was specifically this whole plan for Chinese tariffs. Do you know where he got the idea from?
Let me think. Was it a past president? I thought I heard something.
No. It was actually in his first term. Donald Trump told Jared Kushner and a couple of his other aides, he said, I want to figure out a way to, get China. I want to figure out a way to get China, right? And so he said, I want to find somebody who can help us with an economic plan for that. So what they did was they went out and they actually found a guy who wrote a book, and that book was called Death to China. That was the name of the book.
Death
and that,
by
wow.
China.
Or Death by China. Thank you, Death by China. Damn it, that
I
was.
just sent it to you.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that. Nemo is always on top of that. And by the way, we do love the TikTok shop, and there is an excellent chance that you can get this book on the TikTok shop. Would you like to get this book on the I bet you would. And it's by Peter Navarro. And so Peter Navarro became Donald Trump's one of his main economic advisors. Still is. And the funny thing about that book is that, when you write an economic book, generally, in almost all circumstances, you need to prove that the models that you use and the economic theory behind it is sound, right? So does that makes sense to you, right? Because you can't just say a bunch of shit.
Yeah, you can't just freestyle.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just freestyle. Of course, you get it. So he brought in an expert economist whose name is Ron Vara. And so Ron Vara, this expert economist who he cites multiple times in the book and gave credit to, he was the one who co-signed on it. There's just one problem. Ron Vara is an anagram of Navarro, and it turns out that Ron Vara is a non-existent person. And he is not an economist because he doesn't exist. Peter Navarro made him up because no economist would co-sign on his insane ideas. No economist would go along and go, oh yeah, this economic theory is good. Oh yeah, let's do this. No one would do it, so he had to invent an imaginary person and lie about the guy who would say that this was all good. And that's been confirmed. Multiple news outlets have literally confirmed that there is no such person as Ron Vara. Never existed. Not an economist. Period. The end. So we are literally running an economic experiment here in America based on some guy who wrote a book about unvetted economic theory that no economist would say was good.
And you guys endorsed it.
Who is you guys?
I mean, if this is actually some. I mean, to be fair, you do actually support this one.
I mean, I'm definitely listening to you guys, and I'm trying to mold my
go ahead.
opinions, of course.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I just want to. I just need to put in perspective here. Are you voting in the midterm elections in November?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Is that a bad
What state
thing?
are you in?
What's Kansas? So it doesn't really matter that much, right?
Do you know what midterm elections are?
Yes, I do. They're used to
Okay.
elect the, I believe, House.
And the Senate and your local elections, so they matter more than I would probably say the presidential election.
Okay.
Okay, so why are you thinking about sitting it out? Let's start there.
Well, I mean, I was actually thinking voting red, but after listening to you guys, I'd say this with as much respect as possible. You've definitely changed my mind on a couple of tariff ideas and economic principles.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah.
Well,
And
I mean,
I say that as honest as possible. I'm not trying to troll or
No, I
anything.
believe you. I believe you. That's why I went down this route because I could hear it in your voice. So I am willing to change my tone as well if we could get to how we're gonna fix this in the future. And I'm not asking you to register yourself as a Democrat or anything like that. But I think what we're seeing right now is a complete contradiction of what you thought and what millions of other people thought that this was going to look like, especially by this time.
Yeah, I would agree. And I want to make this clear. I still believe in multiple Republican-backed ideas. I think economy is one that I'll definitely have to rethink and re-research, though. And I'll probably draw conclusions similar to yours after hearing that, that's who our economic guy is. But and I'll make this clear. I never supported tariffs on all countries, right? I supported them in the beginning to drop tariffs on other countries and maybe some on some of our enemies as a form of economic warfare. But yeah, definitely right. Sanctions would have been much better, or a mix at minimum. And then I didn't actually, I saw that graph, Nemo. Thank you for pointing out. I did not know it was falsely calculated. So yeah, I appreciate that.
So you mentioned that you're in Kansas, and you mentioned you're really in red. How do you feel about so? Do you believe in like the whole trickle down thing? Trickle down economics, cut taxes.
Yeah,
for
I
the
know what
rich?
that is. I know what that is. Also, by the way, if my voice sounds different, it's just because I'm getting more tired. I saw that in the chat a couple times. But I do believe in trickle down economics, especially considering my family's history with jobs and you know economic matters. I'm not going to list them. It's not mine to list.
That's fine.
I do believe in the trickle down. Do to a certain extent. I understand that trickle down works until the trickle stops, but you're never going to get a job from a poor person, right?
I mean, like that's one of those things that you hear sometimes, but that's the whole idea behind small businesses, right? Is that are they is like a truly poor, destitute person starting a business? Yeah, probably not, but it is a thing of like, oh, hey, you're a small business, you're starting your own business, right? You're not rich for the most part. So that's like the bedrock of the whole American system is small businesses, mom and pop shops, right? I think a mom and pop shop, that's probably perfect example, right? Mom and pop in the mom and pop shop, they're not rich, like they might be doing better than
Average.
yeah, like they are yeah, kind of. The reason I was asking about the trickle down thing. So, you ever heard of the name Art Laffer?
Who? Sorry.
Art Laffer, Laffer.
I do
is how
not. That's a funny name though. Art Laffer.
Yeah. So, Art Laffer was an economist who was responsible for something called the Laffer curve, and this was central to the Legion of Doom, aka Ronald Reagan's administration. And so Reagan, he's the one that brought in trickle down economics, supply side economics, cut taxes for the rich, that wealth will trickle down, right? And Art Laffer was part of that. So the Laffer curve, very simply, is this idea that there's some point along a curve where you basically get diminishing returns as far as taxes, right? You can tax a company a certain amount, and things can keep going fine, but then at a certain point, if you tax them too much, all of a sudden you're actually getting less money because they're not producing as much, right?
Thank you.
So the idea behind the Laffer curve is that there's a spot where there's like this inflection point. And conveniently, Art Laffer argued that, oh yeah, and so this is true also, the inflection point is ever so slightly down. So we need to cut taxes because at that point we can maximize tax revenue while also cutting taxes. Like that's the whole, like, in principle, it's not wrong. Like, I mean, it's theoretically sound, but it's kind of a shisty way of basically saying, hey guys, let's cut taxes. That's essentially what it is.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
The reason that I bring him up. So there was something called, I think it was literally called the Kansas experiment. This would have been, you would have been a kid. Let's see.
The Kansas experiment, that might have even, was he even alive? When was
2008.
that? Oh, 2008. Yeah, you just hit it.
Yeah. So, okay. It was Brownback. You know the name Brownback?
It sounds familiar. I don't. I might
He
be
was
thinking of
governor in
James
Kansas.
Fishback though. I'm thinking of James Fishback. I bet.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know.
All right. So Brownback ran for governor in 2009. And he won. So
Wasn't he also a senator? Wasn't Brownback a senator from Kansas, or am I misremembering?
yes, he was.
Okay.
Republican senator for Kansas, Brownback, reelected large margin. Really briefly ran for president in 2008. Fucking A. Withdrawing before the primaries. Okay. Ran for governor 2010, not 2009. Okay. So, and he was part of the Tea Party. Just, oh God. Oh my God. It's just like the greatest hits of like all that era. Fucking A. Okay. So, Brownback. He's a Republican. He runs for governor in Kansas. And he
Yeah.
wins.
Okay.
He has a tax consultant named Art Laffer. And he decides to implement this logic of just, hey, we are going to cut the government of Kansas to the bone. We are just going to cut everything. And we're going to cut taxes. And we're basically going to run the government of Kansas on a skeleton crew. And it was called the Kansas Experiment. The whole idea was, okay, hey, Art Laffer, if we take a maximalist approach to your theory, surely we're going to see some type of Republican utopia, right? Like this is going to be some neocon wet dream.
Well, wait. Can I make a clarification? As a
Yeah.
Republican, I do not think utopia exists, and I think most Republicans would agree with me. And I think that's
Yeah,
where progressives
enough.
also. Yeah, I'm not trying to interrupt. Sorry, go back.
No, you're fine. So, but yeah, you can read about the Kansas experiment. It's also called the Great Kansas Tax Cut Experiment or the Red State Experiment. But just oh my God, this is just all of the names, all of the names that you don't know, but that I remember hearing growing up. Holy fuck. I'm just going to read just the first little bit of this. Okay. All right. So, one of the cleanest experiments for how tax cuts affect economic growth in the U.S., the cuts were based on model legislation published by the conservative American Legislative Exchange Council, ALEC. That's one of those names, supported by supply-side economist Art Laffer, anti-tax leader Grover Norquist, and the influential industrialists Charles and David Koch. Brownback compared his tax policies with those of Ronald Reagan. God, this is like Avengers Assemble of bad decisions. And so what ended up happening was Kansas, the state, suffered a lot, like a lot after this was done. And so if you were at all, I guess, amenable to Republican tax policy, I highly recommend reading a bit about the Kansas experiment because your state back, like, I mean, this would have been, 15-ish years ago.
Yeah.
Went full bore on it and suffered tremendously. So yeah, and then also there's been plenty of studies on supply side econ on like trickle down, how it doesn't really pan out. But yeah, I mean, one thing I'll give you is that you're open to like talking about this, right? Like you haven't, I guess, dug in on certain positions.
I try not to.
And so, yeah, like that's one thing that a lot of the time we don't see. Like a lot of the time, it's people that are dug in and they just want to, I don't know, be loud and then
They want to scream and yell. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's a big thing. That's very big. Yeah, there's a shit ton of history here, but yeah, I think that as far as Kansas goes, I understand the impulse to say that your vote doesn't matter because it's Kansas. You know, it's bright red, and yeah, it is bright
Dark
red.
I would say. Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to midterms, I don't know if like there's anybody running for Senate in Kansas this time around. I don't know if y'all are up, but every single election, whether it's the midterms or presidential terms, every 2 years, the House of Representatives is up every 2 years.
I understand.
What-
I know this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm versed.
And so, in theory, you get a brand new House of Representatives every 2 years. Now, does it end up working that way in practice? It kind of. But yeah, it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I try and definitely take other opinions. My opinions have changed a lot, honestly, over the past 3 years. I grew up, and my family's not a lot of it. One side's very dark red, and one side's even darker blue. So I grew up with a lot of how do I say it? Like not conflict, but like I was not exposed to only one side. So yeah, I've changed my thoughts many times, and I'm not gonna make any statements about my faith just in our disrespect to you guys, but that's definitely guided me through a lot of it. Or actually, I don't know. Do you guys support a religion? I'm sorry, I don't think I asked you actually.
I'm not religious now. I grew up very Catholic. I grew up so Catholic that I almost became a priest at one point in time. And I'll tell you, Mr. Wonderful, that the reason that I believe the things that I
You
do,
can call me Colt, by the way. That's just a silly nickname.
Okay, cool. By the way, I see your profile picture. You skier?
The what?
I see your profile picture. Are you a skier?
Oh, I am. Yes.
Yeah, me too. Where was that taken?
That's taken in Vale. That was a while ago.
Love the Vale back bowls. Although I've spent more time at Beaver Creek.
Beaver's nice, but
No.
Born
I'm not saying I like it better than Vale. I'm just saying I've spent more time at Beaver Creek. The Vale,
gotcha.
Vale is badass. The Vale back. That's another conversation altogether. Anyways.
yeah.
But the main thing here is that I grew up so Catholic, I almost considered becoming a priest. Like I was being recruited to become a priest. I spent a lot of time in Sunday school. I spent a lot of time in church. I know the faith. The reason I believe what I believe, and by the way, I have 3 siblings who were also raised very Catholic, and they're also very progressive, just like me. And I know that my conservative Catholic parents were a little miffed at that. And we've talked about it, and we all agree that the reason that we ended up this way is because we went to Sunday school and we listened to what they were talking about. And we listened to all these things that they were like, oh, Jesus said this, and Jesus said that, and Jesus said to do this, and Jesus was like, you should feed hungry people. You should help poor people. You should take care of the sick. You should welcome the stranger in the strange land. Like Matthew 25:31-46 is like Jesus like laying it right the fuck out there. He's like, hey, the sheeps and the goats. It's a like, I'm going to separate you. Some of you are going to go to heaven and some of you are going to burn in that lake of fire. Here are the things you need to do. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And I really, really took that. I really took that to heart. So I think personally that even though I don't believe necessarily in that faith, it guided me to the place that I am now, because I do think that what Jesus had to say was pretty fucking cool. Jesus said some really cool shit. And if you really want to like put a super fine point on it, Jesus was a communist Jew. He literally believed in communism. He wanted all of his followers to give up all of their possessions, have nothing, live together, and to go around doing nothing but helping people. And he was like, you want to get into heaven? That's what you do. Follow me. Give up everything you have and help people.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Would you consider yourself communist?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't, but I believe in a lot of the ideals that Jesus Christ preached. I think that even though I'm not a believer in him as a divine being necessarily, I think that there were some really amazing lessons that he gave us, and that I wish more people would focus on, like in your Bible, that where it's like, I don't know which Bible maybe you're a King James guy. I mean, I grew up Catholic, so I was an NIV.
I'm Catholic.
Okay, great, cool. So you have an NIV, right? And so in the NIV, in a lot of those Bibles, his words are in red, aren't they? Right?
In what?
In the NIV, the New International Version, which is the version that we would read, that if you're Catholic, you don't read the King James, you read the NIV, right?
No, I understand.
So, yeah, what I'm saying is that a lot of times in the NIV, those words are in red. The words of Jesus Christ are in red. And I would say that if you look at the words of Jesus Christ in red, the things that he just said,
like just the ones he said,
forget all the other bullshit, like all that bullshit in the Old Testament and all that, like, dude, I don't give a fuck if you touch the skin of a dead pig. I don't give a like.
Well, those were you do realize those were like ancient Israel customs, right?
Levitical law. Exactly. And there's like and which is why I don't understand why people use those to justify hating gay people and different things like that. So
I personally don't.
Good, that's great. I'm glad that you don't, and that's smart of you. But what I'm saying is that if we just took what Jesus said and those his words in the Bible, it's really, really difficult to justify not helping people in the way that the political left wants to. And I'm not saying that the political left is a perfect thing or that they're always Christ-like or different things like that. I'm certainly not saying that. But what I'm saying is that those ideals are generally best represented by people on the left, despite the fact that people on the right purport to represent them, because if you think about it, they're not the ones who are passing bills to help feed hungry people, or to welcome the stranger in the strange land, or to help the sick, or they're not doing any of those things. And I believe in doing those things.
Okay, so that's a great point. But I mean, looking at this chat alone, I've been called dumber than a kid.
Bo, you listen, dude. You gotta ignore the chat. People give us, dude. People give us death threats in the chat sometimes. Like,
yeah, I understand.
You don't ignore the chat.
Well, I was gonna keep going.
Okay.
I've seen multiple comments from multiple Democrats saying how they wish, Trump was dead, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you wish Trump was dead?
Yes.
Like, would you kill him if you could?
No.
What? No.
I would never. I absolutely would never. I don't have. I couldn't. I don't. Dude, come on, get the fuck out of here. Absolutely fucking.
You got to admit there were multiple Democrats who would.
No, listen, dude. Number one, that's a ridiculous thing. I don't know why. Number one, I don't know why you would ask that. And number two, I'll be very happy when he's gone. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that will. And do you know why?
For sure.
And do you know why? Because he's done so much harm. He's hurt so many people. He's gotten lots and lots of people killed. But no, I'm not. I would never, ever do that. I think that the only situation that I could ever find myself in is like in some crazy self-defense. Like I don't have that bone in my body. I like come on, abso-fucking-lutely not. But like, bro,
Well, I mean,
what
you
you're
said
doing,
you
what
would
you're
be glad he
doing,
died.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's celebrating death, which is fine.
Cole, you do know that and I'm not trying to. I know that this is a petty argument here, but you know that the Trump administration, the Republican Party, they're the ones who began this horrible rhetoric. If you're not probably old enough to remember, but in 2016, that the whole snowflake thing came from Republicans calling Democrats that because they were coming out and just saying the quiet part out loud. And we were pushing back saying, hey, you shouldn't say things about immigrants. Hey, you shouldn't call people ugly. You shouldn't do things like that. And you
Wait,
guys
but
called us snowflakes for that. And so now this is, and I don't know if people will agree, this is and I'm not talking about Congress. I'm talking about us, the people who speak for these politicians. I've never heard us on this level as Democrats pushing back on Republicans like this.
didn't
So
you call me ugly earlier?
you are really missing a point here.
Well, no, I'm
You
just
are really missing
wondering.
a point here.
Yeah, I get it. It like I would
Okay.
hope no one wants someone else to die or anything. But
So
I see a lot of that on both
This is why
sides.
you need to move further away from the Republican Party, because when Robert Mueller, again, somebody who investigated the president, which as a conservative, I would think that you would be okay with that, and you wouldn't appreciate him impeding on that investigation. But when Robert Mueller passed away, he made sure that he pointed out that he was happy that Robert Mueller passed away. Okay. And not to mention the other horrific things he said about John McCain and things like that. I'm trying to tell you, those things that happen is what set the precedent for our politics becoming so dirty and going down to the bottom. Because everyone is not going to keep playing the nice role and taking the high ground. Some people is going to meet you right where you're at.
Okay. Well, okay. So you're saying that Republicans kind of started the political, we'll say, what's the word? A strong division, bipolarity, right? You would agree that polarization. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yes, and I would say obviously we can't generalize everyone. Everybody plays a part, but I would say the Republican Party as a whole, starting with I started going into politics probably around 2011 ish. So I started noticing under Obama of how divided it was. Just and now you just can't get anything through. Like now everything is a soundbite, everything is a talking point. And I was just telling my boyfriend about this. We see when we was 18 years old, we didn't have like podcasts and shit like that. Like every election, they always try to reach out to the younger generation to get them out there. But trust me, they have learned that the power is in people 18 to 25 years old. They are really targeting you guys now. And now you definitely need to, and that's why I mentioned that earlier. I know I was upset, but that's what I was trying to say is you need to make sure what you're reading is accurate information, and do not let the Republican Party take you down these culture wars, because that's their game here, because they don't want you to pay attention to their policies, because you're more than intelligent to break that down. So yeah, I do think that this party is what led us here. And now people that's coming into politics like you, it's like, wait a minute, well, people that call me ugly and things like that, yeah, that's horrible. I agree with that. And that's why I said that I'm willing to change my tone when I'm discussing this with you going forward, because we did reach a middle ground here. But don't get it mistaken. Look at the history and how we got here. This is why we say that Donald Trump should not have ever took a second term. Remember, his rhetoric led people to a Capitol. So that's all.
Okay. And don't get me wrong, I would have much rather had someone else than Donald Trump in office right now, when I say support Donald Trump, I support him primarily, but I also would have loved like Vivek Ramsway or governor of Florida that I'm forgetting the name of.
Vivek Ramaswamy or Ron
What?
DeSantis? Vivek
Ron
Ramaswamy
DeSantis. Yeah,
or
I
Ron
supported
DeSantis?
DeSantis.
You mean
Yeah.
You support LGBTQIA.
What?
I thought you support me.
I support you to a degree. Yeah.
Oh, Matt, Matt, I'm a mute.
Well, wait. Can I ask which part are you? Because I support lesbian, gays, and bis fully. Just I have a mixed stance on trans. Hello.
Sir, I don't get to just because I'm the G and sometimes the B. Hell, sometimes on Thursdays I'm all of them. But just because, um, you like some other group and not the others, you don't get to have it that way. They say, "Oh, I support you," but I don't support transgender people.
No,
to
no,
an
no.
extent.
I said I had a mixed stance on them. That's different than not
Okay.
supporting them.
Okay, then you have a mixed stance on all of us. Then that's the way that I look at it.
Well, no, I'm just not fully fleshed out my ideas on trans people. Like you say,
Well,
I'm very young. I'm
Okay.
still learning.
Well, Ron DeSantis is the person that is railing against that same community. So,
And then I don't support him in that regard. Like Matt said, he didn't support Kamala Harris when she referred to Israel. This would be
What?
the exact same case.
no?
Not Israel. Sorry.
No.
What did you say? I forgot.
No, that's a completely different thing. That is an entirely different thing. I said that I didn't fully support Kamala Harris's position on Israel, but I still thought that it was acceptable because she was pulling for a two-state solution, and also her stance on Israel was not any different than the United States stance on Israel. Like there was no way to have a candidate who was going to change fundamentally the United States' stance on Israel. It was never going to happen. It might happen sometime now in the future, but her stance, I'm just saying that I fundamentally disagree with it because I don't think that we should be sending military aid to Israel in any fundamental capacity. That's a lot different. That's a lot different than you being like, well, I actually don't support like these people when you did have a candidate who was going to support some of those people. Do you understand the difference?
Wait, are you saying DeSantis would have supported them, or are you saying
He
sorry,
wouldn't
say that
have.
one more time?
DeSantis,
Yeah, I know.
wouldn't have. In fact, the Republicans don't support at all. Like they literally are trying to dehumanize them and strip their rights away.
Okay. Well, I've made my point clear on this. I support all of them, and my ideas have not been fully fleshed. Like you said, I'm not dug in on these things.
Dude, I don't.
So-
On trans people, I fully support lesbian, gays, bis. I forget the others. What's so wrong with that?
The way that I have tried to like frame this, I am a big proponent of 2A, of the Second Amendment. I live in Georgia, grew up in Georgia, Southern living, it's a normal thing. I am comfortable around weapons. I own an undisclosed number, and it's normal for me. It's not scary to me. Now, I know a lot of people on the left, it is kind of scary to them. It is like, oh, well, this is a dangerous thing, and, we should, they're very standoffish to it. And I understand that impulse. And it ultimately goes back to, fearing what you don't understand, or, fear of the unknown.
I'm not afraid of LGBTQ rights. I support.
I'm not literally saying that you fear it, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying like the fear in like the more abstract sense. So, I I have consistently said to people on the left, we've got to get over the ooh, I don't want to be near guns thing. We got to get over that because the right wing sure as fuck is comfortable with them, and I mean, I'll spare you the long theological, or well, I guess ideological discussions on that. Just to say, you need to have parity. We should absolutely have parity. And I mean, if you go and look back at history, if you look at the history of redneck, of that term, redneck in the early 1900s meant something very different.
Yeah,
And it was coal miners, it was socialists, and they were armed, and they fought for something that we now take for granted. All the things that we take for granted, as far as 5-day work week, 9 to 5, all that shit. But the point is, the left does have this impulse to be like, oh, I don't know about that. And I think that a lot of it is just down to a lack of familiarity. I think that the same thing is true with the right wing whenever it comes to trans people. Do I think that there's absolutely that a lot of the right wing, it's just down to bigotry? Absolutely. 1000% yes. But I think that a lot of people who are just, they're not sure. They're like, that's different. That's weird. That's unusual. It doesn't make sense to me. And so because it's confusing and odd, you kind of file it away as, I'm not sure about that. That's a natural reaction. And the way to change that is to become familiar with it, which is really simple. Find a trans person in your life somewhere, which, I mean, it's easier said than done.
Pretty hard. Yeah,
it's much easier said than done. But on TikTok, I mean, you absolutely find someone who's trans, who's willing to answer your questions or I'll talk to you about whatever, right? I was lucky enough to find a couple trans people before I was on TikTok. And I talked to them. And I mean, over time, that confusion or that this doesn't make sense or whatever, it eventually it fades away because you come to realize, okay, I mean, this is just it's a lifestyle that is different from mine, or it is a life that is different from mine, but it is still a life, and it's still equally of value. Becoming familiar with it is really how I guess a lot of that aversion goes away. And also, the other framing device that I use is, how many people in your entire life, how many times, not people, how many times have you met someone with red hair? A new person with red hair?
I mean, you want me to give you an estimate? Honestly,
Yeah.
Probably as good friends, or
No, just people. And so if it's
hundreds.
if it's a person with red hair, their entire family counts as that too. So you can't. Does that make sense?
So one per family kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that I've seen in total, hundreds that I'm actually good friends with. I mean, honestly, 10. I'm not too social of a person. Well, I am, just,
So you must live in some kind of really Irish community. Damn. So the reason why I bring up the red hair thing is because the percentage of the American population that has natural red hair is, I think it's about 2%, maybe 3%.
Gotcha.
So that's about how many Americans have natural red hair. About 3%, something around there. Trans people are about half that.
Oh, I know. I
1.
know it's a small percentage. I think it
One-
might be even less
1.5%.
than half that. Oh, is it 1.5? Okay.
Well, I mean, or yeah, about 1%. The point with
Yeah.
that is that it is such a vanishingly small number of people that it's ridiculous to have a party that is so hell bent on making these people out to be like the decay of morals, or like the perversion of society or whatever. Like when it comes to the Republican Party, I mean, when they start talking about trans people, when they get going, it's absolutely that, you know. And to me, it's silly. It is ultimately jingling keys in front of you, like, hey, look at this. Oh my God, it's scary. Oh God. While they pick your pocket, while they ram through an agenda that's going to poison you and your kids, while they, further strip the little bits of wealth that still exist with the rest of the middle class and the working class, and turn you into a permanent renter, a permanent worker, right?
Okay.
You will own nothing and you will like it, right?
I mean, would you say I'm that like 40-year-old guy that is 5 beers deep and screaming at a guy on a podcast, though? I don't think I'm that far yet, right?
No, you're not, and that's why I'm bothering to say all of this.
Yeah,
because part of politics is these wedge issues, these like the culture war stuff. So certain things get fixated on, and then priming is done. So DEI, you automatically, you had a reaction to that. You might not know that much about DEI. You might know a lot about it. But you definitely had a reaction when you heard DEI.
I actually did research on DEI, and I found it's not that common in most businesses. It's present, but it's not too common.
Yeah, but like the point is that the priming is there. Here's another one.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton. You might not know that much about Hillary Clinton. I mean, shit, you were a kid whenever she ran for president.
Mm-hmm.
But you had a reaction. Barack Obama, you had a reaction, right?
I think they're both poor candidates, but they're not bad.
Yeah, like there's priming to these things. And the right wing is big on that. They program people, or they like prime them to have a certain reaction to words.
Mm-hmm.
Culture war. And so trans people are no different. It's the exact same thing. Transgender.
Yeah.
Boom. Primed.
And
so go ahead.
Sorry, I usually try and go to bed by 12. You make fun of me in the chat, say it's a bedtime.
No, you're good.
It's just a rule to myself. You know what I mean? So I'll for sure come back tomorrow. I think I followed both you guys. I wanna say thank you for treating me with respect. I understand, it's a lot of people like me, you don't necessarily like. And I also want to say, I'm praying for you, Nemo. I don't know if you're religious or not, but I saw you have oral surgery coming up, and I just want to let you know I'm praying for you.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
And if you're not religious, then sorry if I offended you.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I have the same take on religion as Matt laid out, which is, do I have the faith? No, but what Jesus said was pretty solid advice. Definitely should read more about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I'll definitely be back tomorrow if you guys will have me. So yeah, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
I'm gonna just sit here in the dark for a minute.
All right, we have some definitely have some thank yous. That was a long time. We've got some stuff to say. We appreciate you guys being here through that. Thank you to Joel on the tube with the $5 super chat. I know a plethora of trans individuals had conservative parents. It was not something the parents brainwashed them into. Read papers on the topic. Thank you, Joel. Lord Tomoyashi with two $10 super chats. First one says, J6 should have been the red line for all Americans. Shame on anyone who supports Trump and the Republicans who didn't convict him on it. Trump doesn't give a fuck about the law because you enabled him. Agree. And then also, remember, everyone, you are the company you keep. Even though you don't say a lot, the people around you represent who you are. Thank you, Lord Tomoyashi, for that. Then also want to say thank you over on the Blue app. Thanks, Bill. Not this Bill, another Bill. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is leading by 16 points for the midterms. People have been on edge because of AI, I think, because he wrote executive orders. I think since he wrote executive orders for AI centers, sorry. People will be relieved. I think his lead will climb higher. Let's hope so. Let's get another Democrat reelected. That's fine. Thank you to Natalie on the pay of the pal. That Mr. Wonderful Motherfucker is an exhibit in what MAGA needs to do. Number one, listen to the Arthur theme song. And two, take a look inside a book, a reading rainbow. I'm sorry. I'd like to reread that if I can. Take a look. It's in a book, reading rainbow. Thanks. Thank you.
That's gonna be in my head for the rest of the night.
You are fucking welcome. But you don't have to take my word for it. Nemo, Bill, gentlemen, I hope that you guys have some things to read.
Nemo, you want to go first?
Yep. I have a backlog because that was a long conversation.
That was a long conversation.
I apologize for not reading these off earlier. Thank you, Julius, for the 5. You said speedy recovery. Good journey, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Donna, for the 20 on Cash App. You said, we'll be thinking of you. Speedy recovery. Thank you. Thank you very much. Beverly, thank you for the 10. You said, I had to chase you in here from Amanda's live. You did the Irish goodbye. I hope everything goes well for you tomorrow. We will miss you at your vigil. Thank you for that. Yeah, hopefully I should be passed the fuck out tomorrow afternoon. Thank you, Ollie Mom, for the 2:30. And it's 2:30 because it's tooth hurty. You're amazing. I love you. Thank you for yes. Judy, thank you for the 25. You said, I so appreciate you. Thank you, Nemo. Well, I appreciate you, Judy, for that very much. Thank you. Carrie, thank you for the 20. You said speedy recovery. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ren, for the 10 on PayPal. You said feel better. Thank you for that. Thank you, Chris, for the 2. You said conservative, you need to go back to your chosen people in Argentina. I think that was the conservative racist fuck from earlier. Pamela, thank you very much for the 25. You said surgery. Thank you. Yeah. In case y'all were wondering, all of these dollars are going into that. This is not going to food. This is going straight into that. So thank you. Kristen, thank you for the 5. You said, wish I could give you more. Good luck tomorrow. I appreciate every dollar, so it is totally fine. Thank you all very much for those. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely for that. Because it's a lot of anxiety going in and doing what we do. So thank you guys for doing that. Melanie, thank you for the 5. Said I think this was for our first guest. Sent over 5 and said you've been cooking this bigot and his mom Dustin. Thank you so much. I think that as well. And Claudia, thank you for the $30. Said from your biggest supporter. Thank you for your patience and knowledge. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. And thank you all for the gifts and everything so much. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys doing all the good things, like our friend Erika Shante says. Guys, the phone line is now open now that we don't have a guest up on TikTok. We're going to see if we've got anyone in the box. If you're a Trump supporter and you'd like to have a conversation, hop on up. Looks like we might have some people. So we'll see if anyone loads up and wants to talk.
I am going to go ahead and hop down for the night and try to get an early night. But I had a good time. Appreciate y'all again.
Can we all wish Nemo safe and speedy recovery tomorrow? He's not going to get into the details, but that shit's going to suck. Shit's going to suck. So send all your best wishes his way, okay? Like for fucking real.
Love you, Nemo. Thank you.
Thank you all.
I'll catch up with you later on, man. Okay? Take care.
Yep. Oh, looks like I got one more for the road.
Do it.
Nope. Hold on. Never mind. Oh boy. Okay, I got 2 more.
Yes.
Thank you, Ray, for the 350. And you said, do you want the I'll be missing you or the it's so hard to say goodbye song for tomorrow? That's a tough one. I'm not sure. I think I'll be missing you. I think. Thank you for that. And then Rhonda, thank you for the 25. Thank you very much for that. You said wishing you a speedy recovery. Thank you so much for that. There it is.
We're going to send Nemo off there.
Whoop. Okay, we got another one. Okay. Thank you, Charles, for the 5. Said, thanks for everything. Safe and speedy recovery. Thank you.
Anyway,
All right.
All right.
I'm going to hop down.
All right, man.
Good night, y'all.
See you, man. I'll talk to you later. W's for Nemo. I'm wishing him all the best. All right, let's see if we've got anyone else to talk to here. Oh, we might have another Trump supporter. That's not a Trump supporter. That's just Erika.
I don't know what you're talking about. I obviously am a Trump supporter.
PM, hi. Oh. Okay. That was weird. They were here, now they're not. Let's see who this is. You and I. Hello, are you a Trump supporter? We're doing a great job. Doing a fantastic job. All right, well that was everyone that was in the box, and we don't have any callers. We usually do go until close to 2. Now, Bill, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go, but obviously, if I didn't ask you how long you could go. So if you need to go, I won't hold you, obviously. So please don't feel obligated. But we could wait and see if we get another Trump supporter or not. So don't. But again, don't feel obligated. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I know people who know me in the chat is like, wow, Matt just really set Bill up for that joke. I'm not gonna go for it. It was too easy, so I'll just keep it simple. I'm here to stay. I could still go.
You should just take it, man. Take the opening. Just fucking do it. Take the opening.
Oh, trust me, it would be another opportunity.
You've had some real. I'm not gonna lie, man. You've had some zingers tonight, Erika. You missed some real fucking winners tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
I was asleep, Matthew.
I know
Which
your last voice message to me indicated to me that you were gonna be asleep for quite some time.
Within seconds.
You're like, Erica's last voice message to me was like, I'm gonna be going to sleep now because. And she took a little medical assistance to out, and I was like, oh, that hit the spot.
Yeah, I did. I did take some medically assisted sleeping aid last night. Yeah. I haven't slept properly for like 6 weeks, so you know.
It's tomorrow, Mel. His surgery is tomorrow. Originally, he wasn't even going to be on at all tonight, which is one of the reasons why I had asked Bill to fully co-host tonight. But then he was like, "Well, now it's not going to be on. Now it is going to be on." So it was actually kind of. I actually have really enjoyed. I like the fact that Nemo was able to be on at least for a bit. And then also that Bill was able to be here. It actually has worked out. Honestly, this has been a great night to have both of them on. But still, I'm glad that he was able to. However, it does mean that Nemo is gonna miss a good chunk of the next few days. So he's having oral surgery. Linda, it's the same thing that he had his first round before. Now he's got multiple. He's got there's multiple things that have to be done, so it's a lot. It's a lot, and so by the way, somebody just said, "Hey, I followed Bill." Are you not following Bill? If you're not following Bill, I'm upset with you. I don't know why you're not following Bill. I'm actually kind of annoyed with you if you're not following Bill. You should be following our friend Bill. We've rated Bill enough times that. If you follow me, and Nemo and Erika, we've gone enough times. Like you should already be following Bill. I'm not mad. I am disappointed. That's true. So please follow Bill. Also, my friends over on the YouTubes there have actually been putting Bill's links. By the way, thank you, mods. I appreciate you guys doing that because I had sent them Bill's links. So if you'd like to follow Bill over on YouTube, that would be a great thing. If you're over here on TikTok and you'd still like to follow Bill on YouTube, you can grab the links right in his link tree. It would be really great if you can help follow him on all the apps, do all the good things. And it's very much appreciated. There's a reason why wanted to be here and have Bill with us, and that's because Bill is fucking great. So please support him. That'd be really cool. And we also again appreciate our friends like Hector there and Manda and our friends who sent in raids earlier. You guys are all great. And so very much appreciated. Once again, if you're a Trump supporter and you'd like to have a conversation, hop in the box, let's have a chat, or you can give us a ring on the phone line. The phone line is open because we don't have a TikTok guest up. And so if you tried to call in earlier and you were like, hey, I can't call in, or it's going straight to the voice message, that's because we had a TikTok guest up. So now that we don't have a TikTok guest up, you can hop in and have a conversation with us. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. So, hey Keegan, what's up, friend?
I'm a Trump supporter.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm still mad at you for the Bills comment. Get the fuck out of here.
I will never talk about the Buffalo Bills on your live ever again. I am taking my boyfriend to go see a Bills game. It's gonna be baby Brit's first American football game. Very exciting. We're all very,
we're all very, very interested to know. I will expect an entire fucking report back on that.
I thought about going to see Patriots versus Bills like at your stadium because it was cheaper because it's like $500 at the new Highmark Stadium
Really?
per ticket. Yeah.
Damn. That's a lie. I can't believe that it's actually cheaper in Foxborough.
Yeah,
So,
it's crazy.
holy
It was
shit.
like 240, I think.
Damn.
You know where it would be cheaper to go watch some NFL? London would be where
I
you'd
want to
need
go to
that.
London just to watch an Arsenal game, but my boyfriend supports the Spurs, so
Oh, that's
know.
some. Oh dear.
we have
Oh
beef.
dear.
We have real beef.
Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to go to the UK to just to watch a football game. No thanks. To watch an American football game, I should say. No. I'm sure it's cheaper, and I'm sure it's nice and all, but no. If I'm gonna head over across the pond, no. I want a real football game there. Thanks, but no thanks. So, yeah. But I bet it is cheaper. Yeah, there's going to be one in Izzy is right. There's going to be one in Australia, that's wild. I feel so bad for the teams that have to make that fucking trip. It's just so fucked up. It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't know. But anyways, sports ball stuff. Anyways, guys, actually would like to talk to Trump supporters. If we have any Trump supporters. Actually, probably at this point we may have exhausted the whole Trump supporter thing because now it's kind of at that time where it's hard to get more people. So
Well, there's only 5 of them left, Matt. If you talk to
fair.
5 people, then you've done the rounds.
It's true. Although we did actually get a couple of different people. Yeah. So, let's see. Bill.
I'm here.
As official co-host, I would like to give you the honor of telling us who we are going to raid. Who are we going to raid this evening?
Oh, here, let me check.
I see that Joey is live. We do definitely go over there. But if you've got somebody that you prefer, I'm just taking a look at who happens to be live. I am open. So, your pick, friend. And by the way, while Bill is doing that, I want to remind everybody, please, one more time, drop your follows for our friends. We appreciate all of your additional support. You can always find links in our bios. Please make sure that you're following all of us on all of the platforms, on YouTube, on TikTok. I even have a Twitch account, which I said hello to some of our friends over on the Twitch. So appreciate you guys over there. Also, real quick before we go, did want to say to our friend Solo Beer Cam with the $5 super chat. Thankfully, Nemo is gone now, so we can finally plan his celebration of life. Yes, that's going to be fun. And then Pacific Waves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did Erika organize the Royal Band's 9 to 5 Dolly tribute? Yes, and thank you. Erika sent me that earlier, and I was absolutely delighted. That was fun.
What Matt actually said was W's bassoon player.
Yeah, second from left. It was. I was like, you don't often see a bassoon player in a marching situation. In fact, I was told because I played the bassoon in middle school, and when I got to high school, that was when marching band started, and the band director was like, "You can't march with the bassoon. Absolutely fucking not." That was when I had to learn the clarinet. So I learned the clarinet in 2 weeks, at least enough to be able to play in the marching band. So,
well, your mistake was not joining the band of the Grenadier Guards. I think was your mistake.
Obviously, if I had only joined the band there, then it would have been all set.
I
So,
was telling Matt though, like, one of my ex teaching colleagues was in, I don't know, three or four different military bands because he was in the Marines band and he was in one of the Guards bands, I don't know which one, and he wasn't in any of the bagpipe ones. But he's the most talented, like musically talented man I know because he was the guy in the band that if there was no one there that could play that instrument, he would kind of learn how to play it in a couple of days and fill in that spot. So he'd played almost every instrument in the band as well. At some point, he was the pinch hitter that they got in when they needed somebody.
um, also Hillary said Matt bassoon and Catholic. Yikes! Yes, I understand. That is far too much sexiness in one person. I'm so sorry that it's overloaded, but it's okay. Got over it. I get it. Anyways, Bill,
Matt,
what? Oh yeah, what? Yes.
oh,
No, what were you gonna say?
Roy Smith in the comments said hosts can't go 5 mins without crash out. It's weird because I feel like I've been watching this for an hour and there's been no crash out. So what?
It's been a couple hours actually since the crash out. In fact, the only time I crashed out tonight was sort of yelling at that very first guest. So I don't know. Come back another time, dude. I don't care.
I would like you to have a sign in the background that says like minutes since last
crash out. I think that maybe I'm gonna make that might need to be a mod duty. We'll have to. I don't know. I don't think I can track, but maybe
I
we'll work
I
on
could
it.
do that for you.
God
I
damn
would
it.
do that.
Of course you would. Of course you would, friend. Anyways, come back another time. Oh, hey, Jeremy. Hey, friend. I see you in the chat, bud. How are you, friend? All right, Bill. Sorry. Let's go somewhere fun. Where should we go?
Okay, so have you seen Cred on my live before?
I have not, but I'm happy if we should send some folks over. Is he doing debates?
Yes, he usually I don't know if he found any right now because like you said, it's that awkward time.
Sure.
But he usually have discussions about the left, about elections and things like that. And
Awesome.
he's just starting out with his lives too. So I would like to give back to him.
Fantastic. What's his at? So can you put it in the chat for everybody?
Yeah, Claudia just put it in. Here, let me see. I'll copy what she.
Oh, okay, I got it. Street cred words.
Yep. And then I'll go on this panel too when we get ready, so everybody could know where he is.
I love that, guys. Let's go support. Oh, you know what? I see his photo. I do know who you're talking about. Absolutely. Guys, let's go support a friend of Bill's who is then a friend of ours. And then tell him that Bill and I sent you. Give him the old raid. And Nemo too. He was obviously here like all night. So I guess we have to give him the old credit. Guys, keep Nemo in your thoughts. He's gonna have quite the day and the next couple of days in recovery. That shit's not legit. Guy, it's been in the chat a couple of times. I'll throw it one more time for you. Yeah, that's for me. There you go.
And can I also say too, I was in here when you first started, and I saw you building up the anticipation for it, for what the show was going to be. That is one of the warmest welcomes I have ever had coming up on somebody's panel. You all are fantastic. For people who know me, yes, I did get teary-eyed when I was on mute. That's why I didn't say anything when I first came up, because the music was playing and the comments. So I really do appreciate this. I really do.
All right, Bill. Well, don't it's well deserved, Bill. You're a good friend of ours, and you're a great creator, and we're happy you're around. So we're gonna do it, and now we're gonna do it again. This is the second time we've had you, and so we're gonna do it again. So I'm glad you came and hung out. We had a great time tonight, man. We had some fun. So good times, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, let's go see Cred and tell him that we all ran in and show him some love, and Bill obviously up on the panel, and let's go check it out. Again, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for taking care of